And we are live. Hello, it is Sunday. It is Some Other Heroes Day. We're back. Did you miss us?
We're back.
We missed you. Hi, my name is Chris. I am your gay internet uncle.
It's official.
It's official. I use he, him. I'm an illustrator. I have a storyteller, and I have the absolute joy of being the dungeon master for this trio of chaotic, wonderful people who I am so pleased to be back with. I have missed this a lot. Please bear that in mind as we pitch straight back into combat. I love you all, but I have to try and hurt you now.
Oh shit.
Why? We do have some announcements, but I'm going to get everyone to introduce themselves first, and then we will run through a few bits of admin. And we're going to start with... We're going to go clockwise by my count, so that will be Charlie next.
Cool. Hi, I am Charlie. I use she, her, and I am an illustrator and a writer and a lecturer. And I was also at a wedding until very late last night as a bridesmaid, so I'm very, very tired. And I apologise if my voice decides to reject itself and start sounding frog-esque. So, and I am playing Aisling, my adorable, I love her so much, satyr warlock who also uses she.
Amazing. Just think about it as basically you're just channeling your inner Clementine.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's method. It's very. I'm very actor.
Incredibly method. We shall move on to Wayne.
Hi. Oh. Hi, everybody. It is very nice to be back. I am Wayne. I am using he, him pronouns. And I am playing the illustrious Dragonborn bard, Rock, in this lovely trio of nutcases. And by the way, I'm not an illustrator.
He does all.
How did you get in here?
Yeah. I mean, he's not an illustrator, but he does do all the design work for Some Other Heroes. So all the pretty stuff you see on the internet, it has gone past Wayne's desk.
Apart from the pretty faces, that's not me. That's just these lovely people.
Oh, that's very sweet. Theo.
Hello, I'm Theo. I am an illustrator, now full-time illustrator.
Yeah.
And I use they them pronouns, and I will be playing awkward nerd wizard Eugene.
Yeah. Huge congratulations to Theo, who has made such a massive part of their journey and is finally a full-time freelance. It is absolutely brilliant. We are so proud of you. We really are very excited.
It still doesn't feel real, really, but I'm sure it will sink in at some point.
That's
probably.
Right. Wayne and I have been freelance for years, and it still doesn't feel real to us. So
Yeah, it'll take a minute. I still wake up some mornings thinking, "Shit, I need to go to work," and I've been freelancing for like 5 years.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, has my echo fixed? I saw was it Sweet saying in the chat.
I can't hear. You're a little off. I mean, your quality is good. Unclear, so you're not quite as loud as you have been in the past. So.
Okay, apparently the echo's fixed. I think it was picking up the mic in my headphones rather than my clip mic.
That would explain it.
I think it was picking up the mic in my head, just not the...
Yeah, that's normal.
So, we have a couple of fun bits before we start the actual game. So, bear with us whilst we just run through some admin. First things first, a big shout out to our mods, the amazing feline trickster and bespectacled gentlemen, Nikki and Michelle, who lurk in chat and just make sure that everyone's nice to each other. We have updated our Twitch page. If you look at the About page, it's got some information for you. Thank you so much to Wayne for making that look very pretty.
It's
as well.
so pretty now.
Thank you to Charlie for inspiring it, because I didn't know you could even do that till I saw her doing it on stream.
Nothing for anyone to worry about. The basic rules are: be nice.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. No testotories.
Yeah, exactly. We just want to make sure this is a welcoming and friendly environment. Hello to the Ink Drinker. This is your first stream. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome. And don't worry, I will do a recap before we start so everybody knows where we are.
Yeah, don't feel bad if you don't know what's going on. Neither do I, and I'm here every week.
So that'll be fine. Next, our friends on the internet. Our wonderful, wonderful colleagues in TTRPGs. If you are not following them, you really should be. First off, we'd like to shout out Dice and a Slice. Joshi, Alicia, Tom, and Jazz play a fortnightly released podcast set in a very nautical themed world, which is absolutely brilliant. They are a few episodes into their second season, so it's a really good jumping on point. Things are just starting to get very tense. It's really, really good. We absolutely adore them as well. You may recognize Josh if you follow any of the other streams that we kind of engage with, or you saw our Into the Verse, where he played the gooey boy Sir Willow.
So much goo, so much
goo.
viscosity.
Oh, so much viscosity.
The second shout out we'd like to do is for our wonderful friends at Wicked Game. They stream weekly, like us, on a Wednesday evening. They are in the middle of their Divisia Census campaign, which is D&D Wizard Schools. Well, Wizard University rather than schools, and it's full of high drama.
But it's
hijinks.
actually really interesting and original.
It is. It's really, really good. Lydia has done such a wonderful job building the world. The characters are amazing. If you enjoy us, I'm pretty certain you'll enjoy them as well.
Guarantee.
Yeah, totes.
And we love them to pieces. Our third shout out is for the absolutely wonderful Darby Muchin. Darby is a friend of the show. He is another illustrator, another D&D nerd. He has had a bit of a rough couple of years with health and different things. So to help himself out, he started a project called Small Buildings, in which he envisaged places that he wanted to go and visit, and did like illustrated versions. And this really took off around the internet. And so he decided to put together a colouring book based on the buildings that he created. And it's super cute. It has actually hit most of its goals. But there are still 3 or 4 days left on the Kickstarter. Pop past his Twitter, which Wayne has very kindly, or pop past the Kickstarter, which Wayne has very kindly put into the chat. Have a look. If you can, just share it. Just help out if you can. If not, just share it around. We would love to see him get as high on that as possible. As many.
It looks
backers.
so pretty. I'm just looking at the campaign now. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah, he's done
The
such.
illustrations are so cute.
He's
I
amazing.
Really like them.
He's a real sweetheart too.
Yeah, and he's a real sweetie, I have to say.
At some point, we are going to try and get him on some other heroes as well,
Because he's another D&D nerd.
Yeah.
And an illustrator. Gotta catch them all.
God damn it!
You're an art. You're an art.
Yeah, there can only be one.
It can only be one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, you know.
If we get another designer on here, you're gonna have to kill them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fight to the death. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Like that.
That's a perfect place to go. Wayne, I believe you have some news for us.
Yeah, hi. I'm very serious about these things. Yes, so we have some very interesting news. So, as you are aware, I'm sure we get a lot of joy from storytelling and D&D and similar games. And one of our intentions behind starting Some of the Heroes was to share that joy and also to help create spaces where everyone, especially people of marginalized communities like the queer community that we are part of, can feel safe and experience some of the joy that we get from this bizarre game. But as someone who is relatively new to TTRPGs and the world of D&D, I know I found it a little intimidating when I started. Thankfully, I had people like Chris and Theo and Charlie, and now our incredible adopted community, to help me kind of learn the ropes, but also to feel comfortable that I could do it in my way. And we want to be there to be that kind of support for other people too. It's an important part of what we wanted to do as Some of the Heroes. So we are launching a new streaming series on the Some of the Heroes channel called Space at the Table, where we and some of our guests are going to be talking about all things D&D, storytelling, and TTRPGs, especially focusing on how the game is changing and evolving, and we're going to be offering different opinions and tools and approaches to help make it easy and exciting for anyone to play and to run D&D games. So we've got a list of topics already, and we will be asking all of you guys, please, what you would find helpful or interesting to hear about, and we would really appreciate your input. So the first one will be streaming next week on Wednesday, and will then be available on YouTube. And don't worry, it will be the hour before Wicked Game. So do pop along and join Chris and I for that first one. And then there is a highly likelihood that we will just be raiding Wicked Game, because what else would we do on a Wednesday? So first one next Wednesday, 6 to 7 is our plan. And what we're going to be doing on the first one is discussing some of the changes to the game that were recently announced as part of what they're calling 1D&D. So Chris is going to be sharing a lot of his opinions and insights on some of the changes, and most likely I will just be saying, what does that even mean, a lot. But hopefully it'll kind of cut through some of the overwhelm for those of us who are interested in the future of the game, but find it all a bit much. So keep an eye on social media and our Twitch schedule for more information. And actually, if you would like to subscribe to our Twitch channel, which we really would appreciate so much, if you do so in September, Twitch has a promotion on for the whole of September, I believe, that gives you huge discounts on subscription. So if you are able to do that and you feel called to do so, it's a good time to do it. So, but yeah, keep an eye out for Space at the Table, and please let us know what you would like us to talk about and what would help you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Right, we're nearly there. One more thing. I think anyone who's a regular will notice there seems to be a lack of artwork at the moment. What has happened to these wonderful portraits that we kind of normally have? Well, I can reveal that our wonderful Charlie has done updated portraits for all the characters whilst we're away, and we are getting to reveal them today. Very, very excited about this. Huge thank you for Charlie. We didn't ask for this. This is something she did completely off her own back, and really amazingly, we just woke up to this message and going,
I just wanted to do it.
I mean, they're all right.
I mean, I just bashed them out real quick, you know.
So, I'm just going to jump us over. Here we go. Here is the absolutely gorgeous Aisling in full colour and very close. This is one that Charlie did a while ago, but we are so pleased to be able to share this again and update her character token and artwork with it. Just drink that in for a second. Let everybody catch up.
The beauty, the elegance.
Next is our incredibly awkward but also very loved Eugene. Absolutely love this.
Oh
and little Pocket as well.
I love drawing Pocket.
And that
so
hat,
cool.
the famous hat, is there. This is brilliant, and such a good job. Thank you, Charlie. And last but not least, Rock, who looks regal and fantastic. Even included the new edition of the floating magic horn.
That was so
It's
much
so
fun to draw.
cool. It looks so cool.
So much fun.
I love these so much.
Yeah,
Thanks.
so
I
good,
didn't
Charlie.
know they were going to get a proper showcase. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, damn right.
How could we not? Look at them.
And then,
Oh.
I'm a bit shy about sometimes these things, but Charlie's done such a really good job at capturing the true chaos behind all of this.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, gotta get one.
I love this so much.
It's so good.
Cool. Like really, really cool.
Plotting and
so-
planning.
Thank you so much, Charlie. I really
Thank you,
really
Charlie.
Oh,
appreciate
that's
this.
okay,
It's so
friend.
lovely. And here they are, where they should be, as tokens. So
There we go.
thank you so much.
Ah.
Right.
Thanks, guys.
That is everything. Have I missed everything? Have I got everything? Did I get everything, Wayne, on our checklist?
I believe so.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody, for bearing with us as we went through everything there. That was all our news and exciting announcements and new art. So, that just leaves me to say, previously on Some Other Heroes.
Everything was fine.
Yeah. We'd beaten everyone and it was all lovely and we're going home.
Everything's fine,
happy.
and we're level 20, and it's great.
Parshkik's Chosen have been hired to look into problems with the Sky Shield, the mystical energy barrier that keeps the islands of the Scattered Lands above and aloft. Recent combat has caused the Sky Shield to momentarily fail, so the powers that be are trying to find out who put it there and why, and how they can ensure that it endures. Their quest has taken them to the Cairn of Cloud's Cairn, the single monolithic mountain that makes up the middle of the largest island of the area. There they met with Ulf Thunderson, an old friend of Ashling's, a Goliath miner who runs the Aether crystal mines, who warned them that the Crythoric, who own the mountain, a race of crystalline hive entities, sealed up, blaming the miners for taking more than they needed. Looking into it with their friend Aaron, a human who Rock knew, a member of the Magpies, a kind of spy stroke rogue stroke general sort of Robin Hoods of the vicinity, they figured out that an old friend of Eugene's, Zabia Quicktail, and Ghost were in the vicinity. They tracked down Zabia, and Zabia showed them how to get into the mine, and that's where things got weird. Separated, accosted by strange, shadowy, ghost-like creatures, and guided by the Crythoric themselves, our friends eventually found themselves together and figured out that someone had summoned undead into the mine to cause havoc and attack whoever came in. They also found the body of several rogues and humanoids who shouldn't have been there, all of whom bearing the symbol of a enemy group to the Magpies, the Embers. A plan was hatched to draw these shadows into a particular area and fight them where they could. Rock set a glyph. Eugene and Aaron very bravely went to draw out the instigator, the strange, childlike Shadow Orphan.
Eugene was
those
throwing
are
down
all-
the smack talk like no
It
one.
was really, really good. The attempt to draw them out was succeeded. The creature was drawn into a place of the party's choosing to fight. The glyph went off, and in rage as repercussion, the orphan struck out bringing in all the shadows and creating a second behemoth, a rippling tide of shadowy figures centered in one place, which she calls the Big Shadow. And that is where we're going to pick up. Before we roll initiative, I would like Aisling to roll an attack because you were holding fire on an Eldritch Blast.
An agonizing blast.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. What we'll say is the creature in. You probably have to be at the orphan because the other creature wasn't fully formed at the time you said that. So
That's fine. It was always going to be at the orphan.
Just to clarify, it's not an actual orphan for anyone new to the stream.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, never mind then. Is there something else I can explode? Or...
Horrifying.
Poor
Ghost
orphan, and basically
child.
these adventurers are just coming into its home, beating it up. Like,
Anyway,
Ashley's an orphan. She's like, whatever, equal playing ground.
Yeah, Ashley's enough.
First hit is only a 14.
14. It hits.
Whoa. Okay. Okay, and let me just quickly check
Is this reset?
my
Wait.
creature hits me. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Whilst you do that, Wayne, can you re-roll the damage for your glyph? Sorry about that. Roll 20 has reset the hit points, which is unhelpful.
That's rude.
I do remember because I watched it to remind myself. So it was 30 points of damage.
30.
30 points, and I chose lightning damage.
Awesome. Cool.
Nice.
Cool. Sorry. And how many did you get, Charlie?
My first blast was only 6, but I'm going to do my second one at the same orphan.
Awesome. 6. Yep.
Okay, that's 16 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Yup. And god damn it. Okay, never mind. That was 5.
5.
Damage.
So that's 11 in
Those
total.
are slow little rolls.
Little rolls.
Just warming up.
Awesome. So those two smack into this orphan creature. Causing some damage. Just bear with me 1 second. There we go. So, if you've all got Roll20 open. Theo, you appear to... Oh, no, hang on. No, there we go.
Yeah.
I can see you now.
I have it open in spirit. Now I need to get it open in real life. There we go.
And let's just take our viewers over as well. Shout out to Dungeon Baker, our friend of the show, for this absolutely phenomenal map.
So cool.
Doing the amazing. And cool. Right, so I will have initiative rolls, please.
It begins.
It begins.
Okay.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Oh.
Great start. Chris, where are we on that map?
So, this is what I'm going to say after initiative. Please place yourself somewhere over here. So, I feel like Eugene and Aaron will probably be closer to here because they've just run through. And Rock and Aisling, you can place yourself wherever you like. Just drag yourself onto the map.
Here, I guess.
Amazing.
Yeah.
My glyph thing has a limit, so I would probably have been within range. Just check.
Actually, I'm gonna shimmy around a wee bit, so I'm not firing over Eugene's head.
Because as we discovered, we're exactly the same height.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly the same.
Right, so I will have some numbers for your initiative, please. Starting with Aisling.
17.
17.
Yeah.
I got
Eugene.
17 too.
Cool.
Oh my god, one of us is gonna have to change.
Well, who has the higher dex?
Probably actually. Mine's just +1.
+1?
+2.
+2? Yeah, Aisling
Yeah.
and Eugene. And Rock.
Natural one.
So Rock misses his first. No, no, we don't. We don't do that over here. We think it's a great mechanic, but we don't do that.
So that's a 4.
A 4. Rock.
Wait, is there a mechanic that makes you miss your turn completely?
Some people roll.
If you roll a natural one.
Yeah.
That's mean.
You
Critical
miss your
fail.
First turn, and if you roll a natural 20, you get a surprise round.
Oh, I like that one.
Honestly, you can't really have one without the other.
What does Charlie likes the one that benefits her.
Weird that.
Just going to turn this music down ever so slightly. It's a bit loud in my ear.
It's spoopy.
It's spoopy music. Cool. Right. So the overshadow goes first. It kind of undulates and these sort of shadowy forms kind of reach out for a second, and it is going to move. It kind of lashes out, and 2 other shadows appear here and here. It is also going to like ripple. And the room feels like it gets darker. Your dark vision, those of you who have it, is still effective, but it's half. The rest of you, if you make ranged attacks, is at disadvantage, I'm afraid. But I think all 3 of you have got dark vision, haven't you?
No, Wayne doesn't.
Wayne doesn't. Okay. Neither does Aaron, funnily enough. She's just a woman, a normal human woman.
Just innocent men.
Next is the overshadow, and at the start of the turn, Wayne, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Jeez, what did I ever do to it? Oh, wait. Wisdom saving throw is... Oh, nice. A 19.
A 19. Yes, you succeed. You feel this kind of like pressure on your... Hang on.
I need you to finish that sentence.
Yeah, sorry, you feel this pressure on you, and it kind of feels like you would expect lightning to... like the effects of lightning hitting you would feel. Almost like she's taken part of that damage and she's tried to put it into your mind. But you shake it off.
I just shake my head and say, oh, no.
Cool. That will then make it Zabia's go. Zabia, seeing that the light sort of like dim, will patiently breathe in, pull out a short bow and take aim at the larger mass. And then could someone please roll me a d20 for her attack?
Yep.
And add 7.
21.
21 will hit. You see this arrow zoom past. Because it's acted, she doesn't get sneak attack, unfortunately. But it does. Can you please roll me 1d6 and add 4 for the damage?
8.
8. Awesome. Thank you very much. So you see this arrow disappear in. Then it is Aisling, your go.
Cool. I think I'm gonna use my final spell slot to cast Hex on the big shadow friend.
Yep. Excellent stuff.
So I shall do that, and that's a bonus. So I'll use my attack to blast it.
Blast. Roll
The
your attack,
blast.
please.
That's an 8. I don't think that one's gonna
No, it
I
goes
feel like that one's not gonna.
goes a little wide. Probably just because it's hard to kind of see it in all this darkness. To be fair.
Okay, I'll try again. That's better. 19.
19 will hit. Yes.
Okay, cool. Nice. And hexed. So I think it's a D6. Is that right? For the extra damage?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah. D6 necrotic.
Nice. I don't know if necrotic's going to do shit, but that turns it into 13 damage. 3 of it was necrotic.
3 of it was necrotic. Okay, so you kind of do see this. Your force blast hits it as normal and does seem to do some damage. The necrotic energy that you kind of expected, kind of like that white edge to your blast that you've kind of got used to, just ripples over it harmlessly.
Although the hex, I do get to choose a ability that they have disadvantage on from now on.
Yep, absolutely. What would you like them to have disadvantage on?
Maybe Dex. I don't want them to be able to get out of the way of anything.
Very clever, like that. Cool.
Okay.
We'll make a note of that. And I'll probably look back at it in 5 minutes and go, why have I written that?
I'm going to write it down too, so I can tell you why.
Cool. Right. So that will make it Eugene's go.
Yes. Okay. What am I doing?
What are you doing?
Okay. I think we are going to summon Shadow Spawn.
Yeah, shadow.
Fight shadow with shadow.
Yeah, right. That's the thing. Fight fire with fire. Why not? Shadows
SBS.
with shadows.
I mean, if we've ever actually tried fighting fire with fire, it's not really as good as it sounds.
It's like that bit in the IT crowd where he's like, I'm going to put this fire with the other fire.
So the familiar purple portal opens as Eugene casts a spell, and through it sort of ambles this shadow, but it's a different form to the one that we've seen before. So this one kind of it comes through the portal, and it has to kind of stoop through, and then it emerges like this long, like gangly shadow with big eyes, very big eyes, and kind
It's a greyhound.
Yeah, it's a long boy. Little greyhound.
Awesome. You should still have all your tokens.
Yeah.
So if you just drag the appropriate one there.
Sounds cool. It sounds really spooky.
Cool. I should zoom.
For mechanics purposes, Chris, it's the fear version.
Awesome. Just remind me on its turn what it does.
So that means I think the only thing that is specific to the fear one is that one, it's in dim light or darkness. It takes the hide action.
Ooh, clever.
Awesome. So it can take the hide action because it is dim and dark in here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And as my bonus action... No, I'm not going to do that. Okay, so that's my go. I think I'm good there for now. And then for the Shadow's turn, I just got rid of all the stats. Sorry, everyone. Wizards. Okay, so we will do... We will move to this big guy and attempt a chilling rend.
Ooh, I like it. I like it.
Cool.
It's a 20 to hit.
20 will hit. I'm going to treat that this creature doesn't have the... quick raid. Turnip Toes. Oh no, sorry, it's Beardo. Hey Beardo, thank you for the raid. You just caught them in the middle of a spoopy battle with some...
It's too spoopy, please help.
some creepy monsters.
We're fighting shadows. It doesn't seem like it's going to go well.
So your Shadow Beast Theo. I think Eugene's Shadow Beast is immune to the effects of what this creature has done. So just roll as normal.
Yeah, it can't be frightened,
Yeah.
and it's resistant to necrotic damage.
Amazing. Cool. So roll your attack.
I'm just trying to find where it says what it is. Sorry, everyone.
Cool. Chris, is it completely immune to necrotic or just resistant? Like, is it worth me still rolling?
It just went and disappeared. So whenever you roll, so basically the extra damage you did the hex damage didn't take at all.
So there's no point in me rolling hex damage when I hit next, right?
No.
Okay, that's fine. I still get the other perks of a hex, so not wasted.
A hex is never wasted in this game or in life.
Nope.
Okay, that is 12, 15,
Cool.
18 damage, cold damage.
18
Nice.
damage, awesome. Again, it's that thing where it hits and you definitely see it lash in, but it doesn't do as much as you would expect.
Okay.
But a really solid hit.
I agree, Wayne.
Okay, I am done.
Awesome. So that will make it Aaron's turn. Aaron will run up to the little shadow that she previously was running away from and hit it with said hammer. Could I get somebody to roll a d20 and add 8 to hit?
Yeah.
Are you on it? Oh,
I'm
Theo's
on
on
it. 23.
23 will hit. And if you could roll a... Hang on. Where is it? Roll a d10 and add 4 for the damage.
10.
10 damage. Amazing. So it doesn't do as much damage as she would have liked. However, what you do notice is that she drops a dagger into her spare hand and lashes out with that as well. So if you could roll me a d20 and add 8 again.
Uh, 17.
17 hits. Roll me 2d6 and add hold on 2.
They were both ones.
They're both ones.
Yeah.
Well, it's some damage is
3
some damage.
Yeah.
So it's 20. There we go. Excellent. Cool. Little girl hisses and rages and stomps her feet.
Don't like that.
You see the same sort of energy kind of starting to build up in her. Rock.
Hi. Okay, so so as my bonus action, Rock is going to just to see if I can get there from distance-wise. Yes. So Rock's just going to move forward a little bit and just look at the creepy orphan child thing. Shadow. It's a shadow, not just a creepy orphan child. And
it's not really a child. It's not really
a child. Nobody come at me.
I don't know,
Rock,
children are pretty scary.
Rock's just going to kind of raise an eyebrow at her and just go, oh, I do hate it when children throw a temper tantrum. And I am going to, with a flourish, unsheath my rapier and throw it up in the air, and it's going to shoot directly at her, and I shall use my dancing rapier as my bonus action to attack.
Amazing. Once you roll the attack for that, I will find the token for you.
Thank you. Oh, yes. Okay, so the
I don't want to be that guy, but is that a disadvantage because it's ranged?
Oh, is it ranged?
It is disadvantage because of range. Thank you so much, Theo, for
Sorry.
reminding me of my own rules.
Yeah.
Sorry. Can't help it.
That's all right. It's still good. So that's
Okay.
a 21 to hit.
21
Whoa.
will indeed hit.
Cool. And my damage for that one is 6 points of piercing damage.
6 points of piercing damage. Yep.
And then as my action, I am going to also look at it, keep looking at her and just sort of glare at her and just say, "What elemental plane did you come from again? The elemental plane of stupid?" And I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery.
That's a
Burn.
wisdom saving.
Wisdom saving throw.
Amazing. Cool. She rolled a 15.
15 meets the beats.
Speaks.
Unfortunately.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. And that's it from me.
Amazing. So, top of the round, the big shadow looks at the two small shadows either side. One of them will glide up to Rock, and one of them will glide up to Aisling. And they will both make an attack. A 17 to hit Rock and a 7 to hit Aisling.
No.
Yep,
I
hits
forgot
me.
about those guys.
Doing 9 damage to you, Rock.
Okay.
Necrotic damage, if that makes any difference.
Same.
So you guys have seen this before from similar sorts of creatures. They kind of glide up. Aisling, you dive out the way, but you watch as this one plunges its hand into Rock's chest, and for a second you almost see Rock's spiritual form being pulled out, and it snaps back in.
Rock, no, you need that.
You just hear Rock saying, "Oh God, well, that was deeply unpleasant."
Then the Overshadow will turn into a pool of darkness and glide. Not that place, Chris. Somewhere else. Glide over to Eugene, preventing an attack of opportunity in its movement.
Bastard.
It will make 2 attacks against you. The first one is a 24 to hit, and the second one is a 15 to hit.
I will use my reaction to cast Shield.
Yep.
Which makes one of those not hit me.
Amazing.
Nice.
The one that does hit you does 13 points of necrotic damage, and your strength score drops by 2.
Oh dear.
God,
That is
what
not
is your
good for
strength
me.
now? That's going below.
So just keep a mental note of where your strength is, bearing in mind, and I think you would understand this as Eugene, given the reading and about spells and things like that. If it saps all the physical strength from your body, you will die.
Yep.
Great.
Don't have long till that happens, just saying.
Awesome, and that's it as a bonus action. No, actually, that's it. That did its moved without invoking. Orphan, Rock, and who else attacked? Aisling? Did you attack? No, you attacked the Overshadow, didn't you?
Yeah.
Cool. And Zabia and Aaron all have to make a wisdom saving throw.
So wait, do I have to as well?
No, you don't.
Okay.
14.
Passes.
Ooh.
As do the other two. And again, it's the same damage that you inflicted on her. You kind of feel it peeled back at you. But it doesn't take on any of you this instance. She stamps her feet and growls and rages and points at Aisling. And I would like Aisling to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. Is this a magical or spell thing?
This is not a spell, I'm afraid.
Okay. It's not a magical effect.
No. But I do appreciate
Never
you
mind.
trying. Yeah.
Never mind. 23. Anyway, so
23? Yep.
Yep.
Okay, excellent.
get fucked.
You do take some damage. It's not nice. You take 10 psychic damage as you feel something kind of raking in you, and it feels like you're really angry, like in your very soul, and like you want to lash out at something, and the very act of pushing down that anger and rage almost hurts you.
Gross.
Yep.
No, that wasn't a melee attack, so no, ignore me.
No, she's not in range for you to do.
No.
We'll make it Zabia's go. Would someone please roll? Actually, Zabia is going to charge in at speed and just comes out of nowhere with these two short swords. Could someone please roll me 2 attacks?
I will roll for Zabia.
Both at +7.
The first is 15.
Yep.
And the second is 16, 7, 23.
23. Excellent. Could you roll me 5d6 for the first one?
Sure.
And just 1d6 for the second one. As you kind of watch her kind of take exactly the right moment to strike, as this thing is kind of leaning towards rock and just come in as a complete surprise.
So 17 on the first, on the 5d6.
Amazing.
And then what's the second one?
Just 1d6.
2.
2.
Not adding anything yet.
Excellent. Okay, cool. So you watch as this thing she literally just tears through this creature, and it vanishes in a wisp of smoke in front of you, freeing you up from combat with that creature.
Oh. Thank you. Just don't creep up on me again.
she just.
I'm a little on edge as it is. Thank you.
Aisling, your go.
Okay. It's a full action to disengage from something, isn't it?
It is a full action to disengage. Yeah. You can take an opportunity. You can take the opportunity attack if you think you can survive it. These are not the strongest of creatures.
No, I'm thinking I might take the opportunity. Yeah, I think I'm gonna shimmy back here and take the opportunity.
It will do. It does hit you for a 22.
Yeah, it hits.
Doing 5 necrotic damage as it goes.
Okay. I just realised, by the way, that my armor that I cast on myself was at 4th level, so I've got quite a lot of temporary hit points right now.
Lovely. As long as you're absorbing those.
Yep. Okay, so now that I'm a little bit of distance, I'm gonna try blasting him again.
Amazing.
Won't be disadvantaged, so.
Yep. You've got dark vision, so you don't get disadvantage in this one.
Yeah. Okay. Nope. That will trust me. That will not hit. 17 to hit for the second one.
On the shadow, or sorry, on the big guy?
Oh, on the shadow that I was getting away from.
Yep, that hits.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
The other one was an 8, so I'm pretty.
Is that in total with your?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't hit, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I didn't think so. That is fine. Okay. And then not the one that I've hexed. That's fine. So that's gonna be 7 damage on the second one.
This thing vanishes in
Nice.
a similar puff of smoke.
Good. Can I use my remaining movement to just sort of shimmy over here again?
You can do, and what I'll also give you is, because that was the first hit, I will allow you to then turn your second hit on someone else if you want to.
Oh no, that was my first hit didn't hit.
Oh, your first hit didn't hit. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
In that case, thank you for...
Yeah, because I rolled an 8 on that first hit, so...
Thank you for being honest on that one. That's awesome. Brilliant.
That's cool.
That will make it Eugene's go.
Okay. Eugene is gonna be terrified in the face of this giant shadowy thing. And a portal will open behind him, and he is gonna get the heck out of there. So we will go back here, and I'm casting Thunderstep. So as the portal closes, there's this huge boom of thunder.
Nice.
I love Thunderstep.
Constitution saving throw for Thunderstep, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Starting to remember all the spells again. An 11.
Does not save.
Haha.
So that is. Oh, nice. 27
27.
thunder damage.
It does damage some of those forms in it, the rippling sort of creatures. A couple of them break off and just disappear into smoke. Doesn't quite do as much damage as you would have hoped, though.
Okay.
Amazing.
And then Shadow Spirit will follow him and do another Chilling Rend attack.
Amazing.
That is 22 to hit.
Hits.
Okay, so that is 1, 3, 12. Oh, a 12. Plus
Very cool.
many things open on my desktop.
Wizards.
Wizards!
The only player around the table that has nearly as many things open as a DM. Wizards.
18.
18. Again, doesn't do quite as much damage as you would have hoped, but it does do damage. It is starting to look quite bloodied. Like it's a lot smaller than it was when it first appeared. A lot of those shadowy selves have kind of vanished. It is still quite terrifying. There's all these sort of strange sort of creatures kind of clawing their way towards Aisling at the moment.
Oh, good.
Anything else you'd like to do with your turn? Would you like to use your movement to run even further away?
Oh yeah, I do have movement too. No, I think I'm good there.
Awesome.
Bravely running away.
Bravely running away. Cool. That will make it Aaron's go. Aaron is not going to change the formula and is going to slice into this strange creature. Can someone please roll me a maul attack? So +7 on a d20.
I will roll it. Oh, it's a natural 1. Sorry, everyone.
Uh-oh.
She does get a second attack though, so she's going to use that.
I'll use a different dice. That's better. That's sorry. What did you say? It was plus
+7.
7. So 19.
19 will hit. Can you roll me 2d6 and add 4 for her damage?
11.
11 damage. She kind of smacks this thing on the head with the hammer again.
Nice.
No.
Hit it with the hammer.
This creature is starting to lose its corporeal shape and form.
We've all been there, babe. You haven't?
I mean,
Is that
yeah.
And as a bonus action, you watch as Aaron kind of concentrates for a second and her eyes flash green, and then she, in a small energy of smoke and butterflies, and then reappears between Aisling and the monster.
Look,
It's
type
bad
in
that I
my
pictured-
thing, and now everyone's doing it.
I'm glad that I
Now-
pictured all the butterflies having little vapes.
Not quite.
The thing is, I just have this image of her doing that and disappearing, and a thing of butterflies in the middle of this fight, and literally sort of Rock, Ashling, and Eugene all in the middle of it, just stopping and going, "Oh,
It's the right party to do that.
Isn't that pretty?
no." Anyway,
I think, Eugene, you recognise a version of Misty Step when you see it.
That's cool.
begrudgingly.
Awesome. Rock.
Right.
As they say, give them the fuck.
And Rock is going to do exactly that. He's now had enough. So I think Rock is going to pull himself up and, in his grumpiest way, storm forward towards the large creature. And actually, I'm going to stop there because I can. And I am going to use my Talk of Dragon's Favour, which I have on my arm. Then I shall change my damage of my breath weapon. And I am going to face the large creature, and I am going to yell, essentially, at it. And Rock, just in his fiercest teacher voice, yells, "Go away!" And I am going to do a breath attack of radiant damage.
Amazing.
Yes.
Is it a dexterity saving throw, isn't it?
It rolls with disadvantage and dex.
It doesn't, I'm afraid.
What?
It's checks that it rolls with disadvantage.
Oh!
Saves, I'm afraid.
I forgot about that.
But well remembered that you had it.
So excited.
Cool. It rolls a 21.
Okay, so bear with. I have to add this because it's a special
Yeah.
thing with the psychic breath weapon. So my
No
spell.
one signed up
For
for
those
that.
tuning in, Rock received as a gift a mystical talk with 2 dragon heads, and when he concentrates on it, he can change the nature of his breath weapon from one energy to another.
So cool.
Sorry, I'm just trying to work this out against my DC.
It's once per long rest, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But very useful.
Sorry, what did they throw? What did they roll?
They rolled a 21, so they take half damage, I think.
Yeah, so it'll be half damage. So I am at 7th level. So okay. So
All the dice
oh,
roll
yeah,
all the time.
not all the dice. Oh my god, 2 8s in a row. So 16,
Nice.
17, 18. So 9 points of radiant damage.
Hell yeah.
Except for it's doubled, so it goes back
Yes.
up to 18.
Yes.
You watch as this light ripples through this creature, like damaging off, and you hear it shriek in genuine pain and concern, which is the first time it's done that. Yep. Well done. Is there anything else you'd like to do? You do still
Yes.
have your sword.
Yeah, I was just going to say, my sword, I'm going to thrust at this creature as the kind of sizzle burns away of the radiant damage. I'm going to throw my rapier through it as well.
So you're moving the rapier from where it is to...
Correct.
Cool, excellent. Yeah, no problem. Actually, you can do that.
And it takes a... It can actually attack on a bonus action.
Yeah,
So
cool. So you can move that. You have full control of that.
there we go. Right, so I shall go to it.
There we go.
So
Don't need me to do that.
hopefully through it. And that is to hit. Ooh, 17 to hit.
17 will hit.
Cool. And that's just a d8 plus 2.
You do get disadvantage because you're doing it at range
Oh,
in the
okay.
dark. Sorry.
That's all right. 18 to hit.
18.
Oh, so yes.
Yeah, so the first one
17.
stands.
And that is a 8 points of damage total, and it's piercing damage.
Magical piercing damage, nonetheless.
Correct.
This thing looks like it can't take much more of this sort of sustained assault. That will make it top of the round. And it will lash out at Rock. Twice, because you're the one that just kind of really hurt it. That is a... Hang on. Looking in multiple places. That is a 14 to hit.
No. Miraculously, it doesn't hit.
And a 24 to hit.
That one hits a little, yes.
Okay.
A little.
Doing you 12 points of necrotic damage, and your strength score reduces by 4.
Oh! We're not a strong party.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm good over here.
It's-
Do not want to get hit with any of that.
How do I even
Jesus.
do that?
Don't just make yourself a note of it. Any sort of strength related stuff is 2 less than you would normally run roll.
That's
So.
hilarious.
What's your strength? What are your respective strengths at now? Just so I can keep an eye on it.
I am at 6.
You are at 6. Rock?
I'm at 6.
You're at 6. Okay. Ashling, you are officially the muscle now.
I think that was true anyway, wasn't it?
Which is an 8, so -1 anyway.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, we are
Fucking
like
hell.
weedy.
Awesome.
Yeah, we need to go to the gym. Can we have a whole episode where we go to the gym?
Yeah, absolutely. It will be hilarious. Okay, awesome. Then, as a bonus action, it melts into the shadows of the floor. Has anyone got a passive perception higher than 16?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, mine's 17.
Awesome. You and Zabia are the only two that can see it at the moment as it moves away.
Ew.
If you want to try and see it, you need to spend an action looking for it, or it needs to attack you first.
Can I use a free action to just yell and point at my comrades? And
You-
be like, it's over there! Where's it
sort of,
going?
Yeah. I mean, you could use your action on your turn to give them advantage to spot it, if you wish, mechanically,
Okay.
he says.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Otherwise, I just kind of rob. There's no point in me actually doing
Yeah.
this sort of thing.
No.
Seems fair. Awesome. The orphan stamps her foot, shouts and screams, and it's only Aaron hit her last time, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Aaron shakes it off, just. And then she will point a finger at Eugene again, and I need a wisdom saving throw, please.
I did not wisdom saving.
Oh
I
no!
have not been
Aw.
attacking her because we all know that I have like a curse, a very specific curse.
But you're the first one she met, and she really hates you now.
It's one. It's a natural one.
It's a natural one.
How do you do this?
I don't know. I don't know what. It doesn't matter what character I play. It doesn't matter how good my my wisdom modifier is.
Okay.
I suck at wisdom saving throws.
So first off, you take 5 psychic damage as a rage kind of belts up to you. Secondly,
I don't like how you're saying first of all.
Yeah.
Secondly,
Which also doesn't sound fun.
on your turn, you must move towards and use your action to
Oh,
attack
God.
the nearest creature, which in this case is
It's okay.
Ashley.
I'm not very strong.
Yeah, it's a fisticuff sort of thing.
I'm really not very strong, and I don't have any weapons, so
See,
you'll be fine.
You feel this child ghost's rage in you, and it suddenly becomes yours, and you just want to lash out at this kind of living creature in front of you. So
Yeah, but even though you're not strong, I have a 4th level armor of Agathis on me right now.
Oh no! I didn't think about that.
Oh my god!
Get away from me!
Mm-hmm.
Zabia is
At least your
going.
turn is before mine.
Oh dear. Can someone please roll for me a stealth check for Zabia?
I'll do it.
So roll a d20, add 10.
17.
17. Yep, she disappears into the shadow. I think even Aisling, I think that goes beyond your ability to see, doesn't it? Your passive?
Your passive is 17.
Yeah, my passive
Oh, no,
is 17.
you can still see her. She's kind of slinking up, and you see her
Ugh.
charge down here.
It's how
I
And
know, but don't go near it.
comes in with this attack. Can someone please roll me an attack?
I did.
Add 7. Sorry, add 8 to the attack.
14 to hit.
14 hits.
Yay!
Please roll me 5d6 and add
Ooh.
4.
Nice.
Ooh,
Nice,
yeah.
nice. Oh, feck's sake. Alright, adds 4.
Yes, please.
Still only a 10, sorry.
That's all right. And then roll a second attack.
Okay. Same as before. Yeah.
Awesome. And just roll 1d6 and add 4. Sorry,
1d6.
just 1d6. Sorry.
Okay, that was a 3.
A 3?
Yep.
Awesome. This childlike creature is not looking like it can take much more either. At this
Good.
point. And is incredibly angry. And it's just fueling Eugene's rage even more.
Don't do it, Eugene.
Aisling, it is your go.
Fuck. Okay. I think I'm gonna shimmy so I've got a better view of this guy because I'm
Yep.
the only one who can see. One of two that can see that thing, aren't I?
Yeah, you and Zabia.
Okay. And yeah, I think my only option is to blast it. What
Go
a
for it.
surprise!
Once Aisling blasts it, you have a general vicinity, so anybody who wants to attack it can do, but you'd be at a disadvantage, so you'd know roughly where it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's not looking great, is it?
No.
No. So I thought I'd spend my action on blasting it. 14 to hit it.
Sorry, I have this image of Aisling looking over her shoulder and Eugene's just glaring at her.
Yeah. Just quietly seething in the corner.
It's that sort of like those things with the puppy in the front, kind of happens. The cat in the back going soon.
Ashley's like, la 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 la.
Dear.
Oh my
Cool.
God.
Sorry, what was the first one to hit, please?
14 to hit.
14 does not hit, I'm afraid.
Okay, second one. 16 to hit.
16 will hit, yes.
Okay, good. Phew.
I lie, by the way. The first one hits as well. So if you want to roll damage for
cool.
that one first.
Okay. First one. No point rolling the hex, right?
It happens, but it doesn't do any damage, basically.
All right. The first hit is a 12, which is nice.
Ooh, that is nice. Yep.
And the second one is a 7.
Awesome. Aisling.
Yeah.
Describe your kill.
Woo!
Aisling.
I want it to go straight through it and hit the wall behind it, and it to be like, you know, when you blow out a candle and it's just a little like.
I love that. So you, the first one hits, and kind of like you all see this ripple of shadow for a second. You're like, oh, cool, it's somewhere over there, and it kind of starts to form up angrily as if it's about to lash out at Aisling. And the second beam takes it straight through that big, gaping, softly glowing mouth, and it just,
Yeah.
and all that's left is this sort of fractious smoke behind.
Got it.
What is it? Is it hiding again?
Nah, it's I think it's gone.
I
Can
think
you
you
not
can
see
all
it?
see the charred remains as it sort of dissipates.
I noticed that no one was looking in that direction, and I'm like, why weren't they? What? It's gone now.
Anything else you'd like to do with your go?
No, I don't know that Eugene wants to stab me, so I guess
Unfortunately,
I'm just
no.
gonna stay put.
Well, you're not closest to me anymore, so it's okay.
But Aisling was at the point the spell took, so I'm going to kind of keep that, I'm afraid.
Well, I apologize in advance because the arm is a bit.
Sorry, this is just amusing me no end, because now I just have images of Aisling doing this heroic thing, defeating the huge monster, and the next thing that happens is Eugene walks over and smacks her.
Yeah, actually just like, what the fuck, man?
Speaking of which, Eugene, it is actually your
Oh my god, perfect.
Oh no! What's your walking speed like?
So I have to go
You
as
can
far as
make
I
it.
can, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
You can walk up to her
Christ.
and attack her with a physical. You can use a weapon if you want. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yep. You're all watching horror and then kind of like amused, like what's going on, and then like absolute horror as Eugene walks straight up to Aisling with this really furious expression
just
on
like,
his face, and then
You alright? You okay? What's Yep. Hi.
That's an 18 to hit.
18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh god.
And that is. I'm using my. I thought I didn't have any weapons, but I have a staff, don't I? My Skyblinder staff. So
Yeah, if you
I
just
You're
start
gonna whack
with
me
his
round the head
dagger
with a
as
will
well.
use
staff.
that. 1d8.
Yeah, and currently -3 to damage.
Oh yeah, because it's strength.
Because
Isn't
it's
it?
strength.
Yeah.
'Cause it's two-handed.
Yes. So that's 4 damage.
4 damage.
Okay.
So, please describe this, because I feel like this is one of those wonderful moments that really does need a player to describe what it looks like for you.
I feel like in my mind it's like, you know, when in a movie like someone's annoyed and they do that like long walk down a corridor, just like slowly but with like definite purpose. And yeah, Aisling, you kind of feel his presence probably before you see him, and you turn around and he's just like seething angry. Like, yeah, like you've probably never seen Eugene angry. He doesn't really get angry very often. So yeah, then he just swings his staff at you.
And hits.
Ow!
Hits you.
Can you please tell us what Alma of Agathis is going to do in response to this?
Yeah, so I think as your staff bonks me, there's gonna be a lot of frost and icy shit that travels up the staff and gives you 20 frost damage.
Oh jeez. Oh
I'm
jeez.
sorry!
Oh jeez.
Oh,
I think Aisling's way more worried about you than her as you come up for this with the staff. It's like, no, you'll regret that, you'll regret that!
I'm down, everyone.
Oh my god. This is amazing.
Eugene, lay down, please.
Oh god!
Aaron hasn't sort of kind of sees this kind of go on in front and kind of looks, what the? And we'll rush to Eugene's side, and we'll spend an action. Not trained in medicine, can't really help.
Aisling's
Panicking.
just manically being like,
Yeah.
I didn't do it on purpose! He just came, he whacked me, and I don't know why, and I didn't do it,
I
and
know, I
didn't
saw.
mean
I
to do
just
it.
don't understand what happened. It's like,
Ah!
Rock. Yeah. So Aaron will.
What a
waste her
ridiculous
turn
way to
panicking.
die. If Eugene dies this way, I swear to God, I'm gonna be so annoyed.
Yep,
Awesome.
Yep.
Oh no, I wish I had some healing potions.
Oh no!
Rock, it is your go. I think you're aware. I think you can see all this happening in your periphery.
I think, yeah, if you're watching Rock, all that happens is Rock seeing Eugene do that, Aisling sort of kill the monster, and then just watching Eugene walk over with purpose. And then as Eugene raises his staff and strikes Aisling, there's just a from Rock. And then when there's the repercussion of the thing, there's Rock going just absolute horror. And just going, Eugene, what are you doing? Ashley, what are you doing? Oh my God, what's going on? So as my action, I'm going to rush over and look at Ashley and go, "Are you all right?" And then, without waiting for an answer, just go, "Oh my God, Eugene!" And bend down, and I will. I guess as my action, I will pop a healing potion into Eugene's mouth because I do have one. So I will just use a healing potion. Where are my potions? Potion of healing. There we go. So I'll use one of my potions of healing, which is 2d4 plus 2. Oh, 3 and 2. So 5 plus 2. So 7 points of healing to Eugene. And then before waiting to even see Eugene sit up, Rock is going to stand up, spin around, and look at the shadow child thing. And just say, "This is your fault!" And as my bonus action, I'm going to have my rapier shoot back into this shadow creature.
Amazing. Make me an attack roll. The effect is still in play until the beginning of its next turn, so with disadvantage.
Okay. Attack. My rapier.
But I know how you roll, so...
Maybe not. 14?
14 will hit.
Oh. And it's just 1d4 plus 2. No, 1d8 plus 2, sorry. Okay, so 4 plus 2. So 6 points of damage. Piercing damage, but magical damage.
Wayne, describe Rock's.
Yes.
I think as she is busy stamping her feet and throwing a temper tantrum, Rock turns around and says this to her, and literally just with an almost dismissive kind of like flick of his wrist, the rapier is propelled right through her and embeds itself in the wall behind her, as she just dissipates into a similar kind of wispy smoke as per Ashling's kill.
I don't feel I need to add anything. It happens exactly as Wayne describes it. With one thing, the sword, being very self-aware of itself, just stops ever so slightly short of the wall.
Yes, and it still makes the noise.
Oh yeah.
Totally, because I've trained it well in the art of drama.
Yep. It's almost like it was made specially for you. Can I have Wayne and Zabia both make a wisdom saving throw, please?
I'll roll for Zabia.
Yes, please. That'd be lovely.
Oh no! Why did I say that? It's a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no, it's you!
Yeah, but it's not for you.
It's still a 5.
Oh, for feck's sake!
Yep. And what was yours, Wayne?
Oh no! They're gonna be.
Ashley's feeling very wise right now.
Wayne, you take 7 psychic damage.
Yo.
Ow!
Zabia takes 11 psychic damage.
Ah!
Again, she clutches her head, and it's that same thing. It's like this feels like swords hitting your body, and it's the last remnants as she kind of cackles away. And the last thing she says as she vanishes, she goes, "The nice man will get you." And we are officially out of combat.
Oh, hail Satan.
Just a quick question.
Yes.
Just for flavour. Would the way that ability or spell or whatever it was worked, would Eugene have been aware of what he was doing? He just couldn't control himself, or would he just not have been there?
He would have been aware of what was going on, but just not being able to control himself.
Okay.
Let's do into the caves. That's one. So.
What on earth was that all about?
Yeah, Eugene. Maybe talk to me next time if you've got an issue or something.
I think Eugene is still just sitting on the floor, and he just looks really pale and confused and just
I think it was-
upset, basically.
I think it was something to do with her. I'm hoping anyway, because I would have. I mean, it was a bit unusual. I mean,
Actually,
it was,
I'm
wasn't
so
it?
sorry. Are you okay? I couldn't.
Oh,
I
mate,
couldn't stop
I'm
myself.
fine. You gave me the lightest little bonk. I'm worried about you.
Never mind
You okay?
her. I mean, you're not the strongest, Eugene. But, I mean, are you okay?
I
I mean, you.
had an armor on that was like, it was vicious. You okay?
Yeah, that was pretty cool, I guess, if it wasn't like
If it wasn't
directed at me. But I mean, I'm fine. I'm fine. Thanks, Rock.
okay.
Well, it was a healing potion. I mean, we really must try not to attack each other. It's really not going to help. I mean,
Yeah.
we've got quite a lot to do. Don't
I think
you
I'm gonna
dare?
put
It was
a little-
your armor that downed Eugene.
I didn't do it on purpose. I'll put a
No,
little.
you could have
fucking-
got
I'll
out
put
the
a
way.
little flag on.
Why didn't you
a
avoid
colour-coded
the hit?
flag to warn
I think
people.
Eugene, they're just like, he's still sitting on the floor, so they're just sort of like arguing over him, and he's doing this like awkward, like shuffling backwards, like
Eugene,
Do you remember?
You're the only
mum
one.
and dad are fighting again.
Did you ever see that scene from Drag Race? Did you ever see the scene from Drag Race with Brooklyn when she's
Covering
hiding in the
herself with
cushions and
pillows.
she just goes, "Why? Can we just all go back to
Yes.
repressing our feelings like normal people?"
With the drink and everything.
That's what I see, Eugene.
So I think Eugene kind of shuffles away. You can see that Aaron and Zabi are kind of not really knowing what to do with this, but whereas Aaron looks like uncomfortable, Zabia just kind of reaches inside a coat and pulls out a small bag and just offers a couple of nuts.
I mean, what else do you do but offer snacks?
Getting out the popcorn.
Dear. Dear. So,
Right, come on, I'm going to help Eugene up.
well, the good news is that that appears to have taken care of it. That problem is done for now. Perhaps we should go back to Ghost and let them know.
I think that's a good idea. I mean, to be honest, I think we could all do with a bit of a sit down, and I could certainly do with a small refreshment.
Large drink.
That too, yes.
The small gem puppy that led Eugene and
I
Aaron
forgot about the puppy.
is kind of sitting, waiting, and it kind of, as you all kind of move, it kind of guides you back up the tunnels to where you left Pearl and Ghost.
Does the
I think
puppy Does the puppy eat? I feel like Ashing's trying to give the puppy treats and bread and stuff.
They don't eat, actually.
It's all right. You won't discourage her. She'll keep trying. Trust me.
I'm just slowly piling bits of food on top of this dog.
By the time it gets back to where Ghost is resting, it's kind of got like lots of little pieces of cheese and ham and stuff.
Yeah, it's just
Like
dripping
buckaroo.
in cheese. I think just before we get back to Ghost and Pearl, where they are, I think Rock suddenly has a realization where he just kind of stops and goes, "Wait, weren't we supposed to call on them to light up the room?" Anyway, let's not tell them we forgot that part.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
they said if we needed them, and we obviously had it completely under control.
Yes, obviously, one of our finest moments of battle, I'm sure. Right, let's just.
Dear.
Right, come on.
So you travel back through the tunnels and make your way back to Ghost and Pearl. And I actually think this is a really good place for us to grab some refreshments of our own and everybody else to do the same. We're going to take a quick 10-minute break. We'll be back 25 to 5, I'll say. And yeah, so have a wonderful break. Grab yourself something to eat. Make sure you're hydrating, stretching, and the like, and we'll do the same. We'll see you in 10 minutes. And we are back. Hi, hope everybody had a nice break. We have all got teas and various fluids and stuff like that. Charlie and Theo were just asking me about the thing that happened to their characters when they were fighting those deadly shadows. Both Rock and Eugene had their strength sapped. To answer your question, it remains. However, you can complete it on a long rest. I kind of thought they'd be an interesting monster because with you guys not being a strength-heavy party, or even when you are a strength-heavy party, that onerous comes on you too quickly. It's like, let's get rid of this quickly before it kills us by alternative means.
And now it just means that basically we're not going to be able to even push a boulder down a hill. Be lucky if I can pick up my own rapier.
Yeah, I think it's a bit. It's a good thing you didn't embed it in the rock.
True.
Yeah.
It's probably there.
So, you, with the guidance of the gem puppy, you make your way back through the tunnels. You come to that open space that you were at before, and still resting there is the larger Crythoric form of Ghost. Like still wearing their plate mail and the cloak kind of just leant up against the wall. They don't breathe, so there's no sort of like rasping, but the general energy is that this is a creature on their last legs. Pearl is standing nearby and just kind of patient, waiting. There's nothing that they can do for Ghost anymore, so they were literally just waiting for you to return. So you enter the room and Pearl's voice touches your minds gently. Is it done? Did you complete the task? Were you able to protect yourselves?
Yes, to
I mean,
an
actually,
extent of
kind
that.
of chamber.
Let's put it that way.
There's a kind of like a moment, and Zabia kind of just, yes, we have dispatched the creatures. It's all good. We at least will have some peace and quiet until something goes on. Oh, just a thought. Can I have a quick perception check off of the three of you as you leave the room?
Yes.
This is me going back as you were leaving the room.
Sure.
I got a 22.
22, nice.
I got 13.
30,
I got an unnatural 20.
an unnatural 20. Aisling and Rock, you, as you're kind of like gathering your stuff, you kind of just notice gently flittering down where the young girl, Ghost, is a small piece of paper.
Ashling's gonna pick it up.
Yeah, it has a small magical circle scrawled on it.
Oh, freaking circles. Okay, I'm gonna pick this up and bring it over to Rock and Eugene. This was where
What's that?
it was where the thing disappeared.
Can I see it?
Yeah.
What do I know what it is?
Does it look familiar?
I think it looks familiar.
Oh.
You can try and guess more from it. If you want to do an Arcana check, either of you or both of you.
Yeah, I feel like Charlie has an idea of what it is, but my Arcana's shit, so I'm just gonna give it to the people who have Arcana.
Yeah, I'll let Eugene do this one.
It's a 24.
24.
There you go. See.
This is the same sort of summoning circle you've seen before. This has been modified. Instead of drawing from another plane, it's to hold a spirit in place. But the nature of the paper means that they still have ability to move where the master needs them, as opposed to be bound to a particular place.
Ooh.
It is...
Oh, good. They've made them portable now. That's super.
So, in effect, you could probably get a more powerful creature using the previous magical circles they were building. This one means that you can draw things that you can take other places with you. This is a good way to kind of have servants where you want them.
This does seem to fit quite well with the.
That in my pocket.
Does seem to fit quite well with the whole them sort of perfecting and trying new things with the circles, doesn't it?
I think with that role as well, Eugene, this is the same person. This is them perfecting their craft. They are further along than when you left Cloud's Cairn.
They need to chill out.
What I still haven't been able to figure out is, what's the goal?
I don't know. It's been pretty disruptive in different areas.
Also, the whole purpose behind this mine was obviously, were they doing it to disrupt the relationships here with the Crythoric, or were they actually doing it to have some kind of surreptitious mining of the gems?
Yeah, is there some kind of resource that they need here in order to take the next step in whatever this plan is? Whatever.
There was quite a unique resource there, wasn't there?
I mean, if you're going to use summoning crystals and stuff like that, Aether Crystal is perfect. It's portable, it gets multiple use. It doesn't just make ships float. You can use its spell components from what I understand.
Oh, yes. Yes, you can.
That's what I was thinking of.
The guy in the shop told me that.
Zabia kind of goes, so bit of column A, bit of column B, cause chaos, get the Crythoric close down the mine so they don't get interrupted.
Their new
Take what you want.
magic technology.
And it definitely feels like they're testing, that they're trying to see what they can do with each of these things. I mean,
Yeah.
it feels like they're testing which creatures they can trap or use or whatever. But
Just like pushing it a bit more each time.
One thing that all of this has in common is it's all summonings of some sort. So is this, are they working towards a bigger summon of some sort?
They're all undead.
Aren't they all shadowy as well?
So, I'll have an intelligence check off of all three of you. We'll say that this is a conversation you're having as you get back to Ghost and Pearl.
Nat 20.
Nat 20, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. I like it.
23.
23. Aisling and Eugene. It's not always been necrotic, but there has always been something related to death. The first circle you met was in a temple dedicated to they who exist beyond the veil and Brother Moon, the two avatars who usher and judge the dead. The second circle, Chris has got to remember his own story at this point, drew specifically on elements of undeath, and particularly drawing like infused it with power from the realm of dust and shadows. That was the one that you found that had turned Mia into something else, and the third one you met was the one that they were going to do the same thing to Aisling. Or try to do the same thing to Aisling. So yeah, there is a theme. It is the theme. It seems to be death, or the control of death, or the manipulation of death. But the ways that they are trying it, before it looked like they were trying to punch a hole through the veil. Now it looks like they're being more subtle about what they're trying to achieve.
Chris, do we know, with any of the research that we have done, do we know if there is an overarching aim that the Embers have? Like other, because with a cult or whatever, we know that they're celebrating or worshipping something or trying to bring something back, etc. Do the Embers have an overarching sort of purpose that we may be able to connect?
There were a lot of dead embers in the mines.
Make me a history check.
Okay.
Rock only, I'm afraid.
Okay. 17.
17. They don't worship. The Embers aren't known to worship anybody. They're kind of like nobody really knows who's in charge of the Embers. They are across a lot of the scattered lands. They don't just exist in Cloud's Cairn. The local branch obviously has something to do with Cotton. He seems to be wrapped up in them, whether he's just their hired muscle or whether he actually leads a cell of them. From your discussions previously with Julie, you know that they butt heads with the magpies on a regular basis. It seems that there is greed and power and controlling resources. Much like any crime family, the Embers want to build themselves up. They've just been a bit cleverer about it, and because they're multinational crime, they have got their fingers in a lot of pies. So it's less likely with that role. I think you think it might not necessarily be them so much as someone who's paying them.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
I still have strong suspicions about our fiery friend at the fort.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we need to definitely pursue that as soon as we're back, because that was a bit of a wild card, but does seem to fit very well with everything.
Ticks a lot of boxes, doesn't it?
And I will say, from what we do know, I mean, there would definitely be a strong motivation for being able to, for example, draw something back from death.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because we all know how well that always goes. But it does feel like that would be a motivation in this case. Although, I mean, he must have put considerable resources to be able to do something this widespread and finance something like this.
He was quite well off, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, he is
Yes.
rich. And if he is paying the Embers, then that would give him access to a large amount of information and resources.
And the Embers are, from what I know, very comfortable with just being mercenary for hire and doing whatever they're told for whoever wants to pay them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, I think one of the reasons they've clashed with the magpies is because the magpies do seem, do still have a sort of code of ethics, whereas the Embers seem to be a little less inclined to care.
Yeah, basically, your Embers are your classic city gangs. I think of like some of the thieves guilds and assassins guilds in various D&D worlds. They're a bit like them. Whereas the
magpies are like the A-team.
Yeah, or like
there's a reference. Some people won't know.
But a little bit more organised and with actual connections.
And way better outfits.
Robin Hood's Merry Men with a group chat.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
You have this conversation as you make your way back. Pearl stands and kind of listens to you describe what happened, and then nods, and she turns to Ghost. The memory is in agreement if you still wish to make the petition. And Ghost, for the first time since you've got back to the room, moves, and it's kind of like this. Before, with all the other Crythoric, there's kind of like this gentle tingling sound each time they move, like this concert of gentle voices, kind of almost discussing how the body that they've created is going to work. There's actual scraping and chipping sounds as this form kind of looks up. We will petition the grand memory. If they trust, we trust. I require help standing.
Rock will immediately move over as soon as he hears Ghost try and stand. I think his initial reaction would be immediately to rush over in support.
You try to, except for
I have no strength.
You're feeling very, very drained at the moment.
I'm the tank. Move aside.
Aaron gets in over on one side.
I'll help on the other side.
Kind of just like this gentle sort of nod. It's like, I've got it, Rock. I mean, you took a hell of a beating in that fight.
I'm terribly sorry. I'm normally feel much stronger than this. I mean, I'm not much stronger, but a bit stronger. I'm at least able to help with. Anyway, yes, all right.
Pearl turns and pushes hands forward at the wall behind her, and there's that beautiful chorus of song again, and the crystals all fold away, creating a beautiful lit tunnel of different colours and radiance for you to follow. She motions for you to take your first steps through and guide Ghost.
I will step forward and very, very quietly going to say to Eugene, "Oh, it's the first time I've ever thought being underground was quite pretty."
You step into this corridor, and it takes you a while to walk down, and you do feel yourself descending, and you know the Crythoric are making a tunnel for you. You know that if they didn't, you wouldn't be able to easily follow this path, which is a huge showing of trust on their part. Eventually, some of the gems give way to more stone, and it is kind of like this deep grey granite and other materials and resources. And you can see veins of copper and other things deep in the mountain. If a miner found their way down here, they would still be able to get material worth that was not aether crystal. There's still a lot in this mountain. It's clear that the arrangement that Cairn has with the Crythoric has it meant that this place has managed to endure longer than a lot of mines would. You come down and you can hear a gentle rushing of water, and you realise that there is a stream under here, and eventually you kind of come round and it opens up into this huge chasm. And this is the most Crythoric you have ever seen.
Whoa.
There are 15 or 20 in various shapes and forms moving about a big open chasm. Beautiful sculpted crystalline trees stand next to a running waterfall that comes down from the tip of the entrance of the Cairn, which you know from your discussions and kind of seeing the Cairn before. This is the link to the plane of water, which keeps a constant flow of water through Cairn. It's one of the reasons it's such an independent place, because it always has its own water. It doesn't have a supply issue like some other islands do. You see 15, 20 different shapes, some of them humanoid, some of them masculine, some of them feminine, some of them completely androgynous, some of them taking the form of like strange spider-like creatures kind of moving around, all of them busy and focused on work. Some of them picking up crystals and taking them elsewhere. All the while, these beautiful, radiant little sparks of light in reds and greens and blues, whites, every colour you can possibly imagine, some that you hadn't seen before, that words don't describe yet. And in the centre, a huge column of massive crystals embedded in the centre of a granite pillar that goes all the way to the ceiling. In the centre of it, one giant diamond, the biggest you've possibly ever seen, and a rippling energy of pulses that come out and around. As you get closer, you can feel the touch of not one mind, but all the Crythoric minds in this chasm, beamed through that central diamond. As you approach, Pearl just nods and motions for a place where some wooden stools have been found, and quickly looks like they've been salvaged from an old miner's gear and positioned in a way that Crythoric kind of guessed would be comfortable for you.
Are they the right way up?
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not the nicest looking stools, but they will allow you all to sit down. And
Are they actually for children?
one of them
We're all sitting on tiny stools.
One of them is a barrel that someone has kind of stuck old banister legs to. That sort of thing. It looks like stuff that they salvaged from the miners when they've been abandoned and things. You all feel a pressure on your mind, a permission to speak is asked of you.
I think because of my using telepathy sort of fairly often, I would probably be quite comfortable with that idea. So I would have no problem recognizing that, and will just kind of nod at my companions just in case they kind of.
Yeah, I think Ashley's kind of looking at them
it.
in a little bit like, "Whoa, is this okay?" I mean, I'm used to people talking in my head, but they live there.
You actually feel not recoil, but Alabaster backs off almost to create space.
It's a one in, one out situation. It's not very big.
It's more like he kind of takes some key things that he knows are important to you and hides them.
Okay, I know. I just found it funny. I picture it as if like a kid has another kid come round and they hide their favorite toys.
Yeah, very much.
Touching these.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
These are mine.
These are mine.
That kind of tracks with Ashling and Alabaster, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you literally feel like some really important memories and ideas and things like that. He just pockets them away, not to take them away from you, but just to make sure this other thing can't see them.
Good old Alabaster.
It's got your back.
Yeah.
He's hiding the porn.
Yeah. He just deleted your browser history. Yeah.
If nothing else, we have learned that Alabaster would indeed be the friend you could rely on to delete your browser.
He's blasted
history.
my cache, so I'm safe now.
Totes.
Eugene, how do you feel about this?
I think because Eugene had spent a fair amount of time with ghosts, he's kind of used to this method of communication, and he understands what's happening, so he agrees.
Posh kicks chosen, surface dwellers, adventurers and heroes. We are the grand memory. We are everything that has come from this vein and everything that will be this vein. We welcome you, and we accept your petition to discuss events. Welcome.
I think Rock will immediately stand and bow, sort of, and then realize he's standing and everyone else is sitting, so he'll just sit down again.
Oddly enough, you don't feel that embarrassed about it. I mean, your friends kind of give you a sight, like a look to see you don't need to do that. But the
I'm used to
Crythoric,
that.
no energy change at all.
I think Rock would probably look to Ghost for kind of cues on, like, do we speak now? What's expected of us, kind of thing.
Yeah. Pearl's voice kind of peels. You can explain your situation and what you require of the Crythoric, if you wish.
Thank you for. I will say all of this psychically, obviously, but thank you for allowing us into your sanctum. I know that you don't allow people in here or access very easily, so we really do appreciate you allowing us this time.
Can we hear Rock talking? Is it a group chat situation?
Yes, it is, but not
Okay,
created by Rock.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt you there.
I'm just piggybacking on the channel.
Yeah.
I'm like a pirate radio station. And then realizing that he's ever so slightly out of his depth explaining, Rock's going to go, Eugene will fill you in on what we need with the temples and stuff.
Yeah, of course. I'm Eugene, by the way. It's nice to meet you.
Less words and more feelings, and you kind of get the impression they're very aware of who you are, and they are very pleased to meet you.
Aww.
So the reason we're here is to ask for some assistance, some memories. Basically, we've been tasked with finding some lost temples that used to protect the Sky Shield. There's a possibility that there could be something wrong or something interfering with the Sky Shield, and we need to check that it's all okay, I suppose. So we need to find these 5 temples, and we were told that Ghost and the Crythoric held the memories and the information.
This can be found, yes. This ghost is not the ghost, I think, that has the memories. But we can search and find. If it is buried, it will be found.
Thank you.
We have a request in return. We understand the dangers to the world, but you must understand this Sky Shield was an aberration that destroyed much for us. We understand its necessity, and we will help you protect it. But our protector is failing and needs to return. Will you finish what work Ghost started? Will you drive these interlopers from the mines?
Yes, of course. We'll do whatever we can.
Then we have one small favor. Will you bear witness as Ghost passes?
Yes. I think it seems only right that I am present. Ghost was good enough to help me and to be present on my first day as an adventurer. and on the start of my journey, so it seems sort of poetic that I be there for the end of his.
It's a gentle squeeze of your shoulder. You look over, and Zabia is kind of looking at you, nodding. And this is probably the most emotional you've ever seen her. And there is, like, she's holding back tears. But she nods with, like, a certainty and an agreement.
I think Rock just sort of says, we obviously we're very honoured, but is there anything we could we do? Anything we could do to help, maybe to help Ghost, maybe heal Ghost, or is there something that we could do to help them stay here with us longer, or? Perhaps, Eugene's very powerful magic, and I can try as well. And Ashling has some connections, and maybe...
I think at this point, Eugene just sort of holds Rock's hand or arm and stops him, and I know what you're trying to do, but this is what is meant to happen. When I met Ghost, he was on his... When we arrived at Cloud's Cairn, he was on his way here to return. Like, it's well overdue, and you can see what it's doing to him. Like, this is what's supposed to happen. This is the Crythoric's journey. Like, he's not dying, he's returning to the source, I guess you could say.
That sucks though.
Like, parts of him will live on, right, Chris? Please stop me if I'm butchering your...
Sort of, like, I think the memory presses in at this time. Eugene speaks true. We all pass back to the vein. A Crythoric, like a human, or an elf, or a satyr, has a limited lifespan. The body fails. Our advantage is we can at least return what makes us us to the colony that birthed us. And from that, a new Crythoric will rise, holding some of the experience and joys and love of those that came before. We are not a single being. We are many working in concert. You see 35 Crythoric here, maybe. I feel thousands.
I think Rock will just be quiet and kind of step back a little bit.
And Ghost is kind of standing at this point and kind of walks up in front of you all. I am ready. Much of us have failed already, but I trust you to finish the work I started. I trust
of course.
to you. And I think in a reflection to the first time Rock saw Ghost turns to Zabia and Eugene. I understand it is customary among your people to say goodbye with a hug.
I think at this point, Eugene just like gives him a big hug and squeezes, not too tight.
Ashling's definitely crying, by the way. She's definitely got...
Zabia kind of...
Rock is definitely not crying. It's just some crystal
dust in his eye. Yeah. It's dusty down
Ashling's
here
like
in his
using
beard.
Rock's scarf to like wipe her eyes. Stop!
Zabia buries her head against his chest plate. You can see her hands ball up, and she kind of looks up into what they have as a face, even though you all know by now that's not really what it is. And she goes, I'm going to miss you, but I look forward to meeting you again. And you feel the sort of psychic chatter dull around Ghost for a second, and they clearly share something very private. And then she just squeezes the edge of his cloak and steps back, just rubbing her eyes. Bear.
I think Eugene will just hold her hand and not make a big deal of it or say anything, just kind of gently squeezes.
You'll notice that Aaron's holding her hand on the other side. Ghost steps forward towards the memory and holds open their arms. I wish to return. I wish my memories to inform what comes next. And the great memory reaches out and says, we welcome you home, children of this vein. We have missed you, and we look forward to learning all you know. Come home, and we will see what comes for your future. For those who are not returning, we thank you for your time. We thank you for the joy and kindness, the rage and sadness, the violence and the peace that you have brought to this world. The tapestry is richer for you. And you watch the Crythoric veins kind of grow up around Ghost, enveloping him. And some of them have like hand-like features, so it looks almost like he's being embraced. And he falls down and the armor is peeled away and just gently placed. No sort of, everything's done with reverence and kindness, but the clothes, the humanoid trappings that Ghost has worn to kind of make you all feel more comfortable, are put to one side. And slowly you watch as the gems are separated from Ghost's form. Those that are brightest are taken in furthest, and those that are dull are just passed hand over hand, crystalline like form, to the memory itself. And what little light they have passes into the great memory and then drops away as it is absorbed back into the vein. After a few minutes, there is nothing left of Ghost. If there is anything you would like to say or do, we accept all people's traditions here. We would be honored to receive them for Ghost's memory. Would anyone like to do or say anything?
I don't think Aisling would have anything to contribute much because she didn't know them for a huge amount of time, so she doesn't feel like she should really. She's sort of giving everyone else space. You're muted.
You're muted. Wayne, you're muted, my dear.
Sorry. I think uncharacteristically Rock would be very quiet and would not say anything because, again, he knows that really Eugene and Ghost were most familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Zabia, before we get to Eugene, Zabia is going to reach out.
I was going to say I'd wait for her to go first anyway.
Reach out and just grip Rock's shoulder for a second. I'm terrible with words, and I could never put them in a way that served how much I loved Ghost. But you tell stories. Would you tell a story now for me? You don't have to. I'm sorry if I'm putting you on the spot.
No, not at all. Rock will look to Eugene, really, to see whether Eugene would like to say something first, or.
I don't think Eugene says anything straight away. He will kneel down and close his eyes, and he is going to use minor conjuration, and just on the ground in front of him, like between where they are and where Ghost was, a small flower appears from the ground, like growing, and then instead of petals, there's like these like crystalline forms that come out of it as it blooms. And yeah, he just kind of sits there for a minute, and he says quietly, like, I know that this isn't goodbye forever, and I hope we will meet again. But until that time, I will do everything it takes to finish what you started.
As the last words pass your lips, you feel the grand memory touch your mind, and privately say to you, it is customary to share a gift of thanks, even among our kind. Here is something I hope you will appreciate. And you see a memory. You see yourself, but from Ghost's perspective.
No.
Bright-eyed, wild-haired half-elf who is completely in over his head, but is so full of joy and adventure, it reminds Ghost of why they started adventuring in the first place. And he notes little tiny things like Eugene's super focus on little details and the public eye rolls, but the slight smirk of his longtime companion, as he gets that she understands as well. This is like looking back at themselves when they first started.
Thank you.
Aisling, you get offered something very similar. You see Eugene standing, like trying to read a book as Zabia annoys him. And then, after a while, she wanders off, and you hear the approach of excited hoofbeats. And you see yourself, from Ghost's perspective, start asking Eugene 150 questions about the book, about how many times he's read it, what's in it, and like things like that. Just sharing adventure, and this instantaneous friendship striking up between two young adventurers, suddenly striking out into the world. And you realise this is your journey into Cloud's Cairn. This is the first time that you and Eugene engaged in a conversation together. And you forgot that Ghost was there for that meeting.
I give Eugene a big smile, even though he might not see it.
Rock. Silence falls through the chasm.
I think Rock will is still a bit sort of uncomfortable about this all, but will stand up and I think, as opposed to the usual very dramatic way that Rock does it, Rock will slowly and very subtly, his emerald crystalline wings will appear. And Rock will just say, my knowledge and understanding of the Crythoric is not very deep, but my ancestry is connected to the forms that you take and the forms that hold your memories. And so I show my wings in reverence to you, and I wish to help ease Ghost's journey rejoining the vein. And perhaps I can do that best without words. And I will take out my flute and I will just play while we just stand.
Could you make me a performance check, please?
Sure. $18.
18. To start with, it's just this gentle. I mean, what sort of song are you playing? Something kind of like quiet and soft, or are you playing something?
So it's not somber, but it is something very gentle.
And that echoes around the chamber. And at first you think that's just the echo, and then it becomes, the pitch changes and it harmonizes, and you realize that the Crythoric around the chasm are singing back to rock. And it's this beautiful moment of light and sound. I would like all three of you to have an inspiration. There is a gentle pressure against your mind, Rock, and the Great Memory asks permission to show you something. What I am about to show you is for you alone. But if you choose to share it with your friends, that is yours. But a secret must be told. You see Ghost, but not the Ghost you knew, the Ghost before. You see them before a familiar onyx throne, beset with silver lines going down to a black stone altar before it. You see the reds and golds of the imperial flag, the original one, not the one currently hung for the third emperor, the one for the first. You feel a sharpness through your chest, and you watch as this ghost looks down at a large metallic lance piercing his chest. He can no longer look up. A blue and silver foot, scaled dragon-like, stands before him. You could have made this all much easier, Crythoric, by telling me what I wanted to know. Instead, you buried the secrets, and now I must extract them one gem at a time. You look up, and I think your blood freezes. You are barely old enough to remember, but you have seen this face thousands of times in history books, in murals and paintings. It is the blue and silver face of the first emperor. Memory fades for a second as the pain overtakes the Crythoric and they pass out. When you wake again, you hear voices, hushed. Two voices, one female, older, strong, one younger, male, but something strangely familiar about it. We must move quickly. The Emperor must not know what we are doing. Leave the parts that are dead. Take what you can of those that are alive. We have to return them to Cloud's Cairn. This is too much. You feel hands against different parts of you. It's very weird and disconcerting, like your arm is separate from your chest and things like that. And you catch the sight of another familiar face. a emerald-eyed, white-scaled dragonborn with long sweeping horns, wearing your family's crest. You recognise your grandmother. Younger. And just over her shoulder, you make out a slightly different form, a silvery grey, bewhiskered, still very friendly faced, your father. And then your memory returns to the presence. Do with that what you will, and I will find what I can in the rest of Ghost's memories.
Thank you.
The chasm falls quiet again. The great memory thanks you all in turn. I will concentrate. You must rest. Your trials have been very difficult so far. I will.
Nock's going to give a knowing look to Aisling.
Rest. We will send scouts out and see what we can find in the mines. In the morning, we will help you hunt, as Ghost was hunting, and maybe we can finally drive these enemies from our lands. Pearl leads you out into kind of like it's what Crythoric think you need. It's kind of what would be described as a room of sorts. Like wooden beams have been pushed up against crystalline forms. And there's kind of something sort of vaguely resembling a bed that's nearly big enough for maybe two of you, and lots of stools and things like that. Pearl kind of just looks at you and goes, I apologise for the accommodations. I am just remembering what it's like to be with your kind.
I'm sure it's perfectly fine. I mean, we've slept in some very unusual places, I can assure you.
I'm going to very dramatically unroll the big bedroll, the magical one, and be like, we're good!
Crythoric are not very emotional, but I think Pearl, there's a kind of like that's very interesting. I shall leave you to your rest. Do you require food? Zapier just kind of like gently puts a hand on whoever's nearest, and you can just see the subtle no.
No, I think we have some rations. Thank you.
Ashlyn's got loads of
Bread.
cheese.
And
I
bread.
have a disgraceful amount of bread and cheese.
Awesome.
I'm assuming bags of holding are refrigerated, right?
Nope. You need a bag of colding for that. Yes, so stuff is starting to turn if it isn't sort of packed and protected.
Oh no, it's going to
Aisling,
smell so bad.
Eat all the cheese before it all smells like blue cheese.
If you insist.
And you are left to your own devices. Zapier kind of looks at you, goes, so, points around this general sort of thing around the crystals. Nothing we say will not be heard by the rest of them, but you can at least trust the Crythoric to be discreet. They either don't care or they understand that we communicate and discuss things in a different way. So
Okay.
feel free to speak, but don't speak anything you don't want them to hear.
Right.
Gotcha.
If you excuse me, I need a walk. I need to clear my head a bit, but I will be back before morning.
If you need any company or anything, please just let us know. We're happy to help.
Thank you. Right now, I think I need to stab someone.
We can't
Probably
help with that.
help with that. No, I think.
So we'll find these people and do some of that.
Okay.
That yes, will help.
With the stat not to be stat. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No.
she smiles weakly and kind of steps out. Aaron,
I think it's in. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Aaron sort of settles down into a chair and kind of like just sort of like waits for the three of you to kind of make your mind up about what you want to do.
I'm just gonna sit cross-legged on the bedroll, I think, which is probably near Aaron.
I think we could probably all do with a bit of a rest. I'm sure Eugene could do with the rest. And to be honest,
Come sit. It's
got a
nice and
few-
comfy.
got a few holes in myself.
You all settle down. Do you want to talk about anything before you turn in for a...
I think
so-
Aisling almost wants to say, "Are you okay, Eugene?" But knows that's a silly question. So she just sort
Are
of...
you talking emotionally or because you nearly killed them?
Well, now I'm talking emotionally.
Little
That
column
shit
A
wasn't my
and
fault. Wasn't my fault. I'm just like slowly, just like a bit of a feeder, just sliding over bits of tasty bread over to Eugene.
I think Eugene is just quiet, and he takes a few pieces of bread, kind of does that thing where he's kind of holding them for longer than he's putting them in his mouth, kind of thing.
I think Rock is going to just say to Aaron, I'm terribly sorry. This is going to sound incredibly rude, but do you mind if I just have a conversation with Aisling and Eugene, sort of on our own?
Oh, yeah, no problem.
You don't have to leave. I can just do it in our heads.
Oh.
Just so you know, if we go quiet, I know from living with Aisling, it can be quite disconcerting when somebody suddenly goes quiet and looks into space for an hour.
I
Just look intently at each other.
So we're just
do
going
a
to have
lot
a little mental conversation. It's about family, so it's a little sort of awkward around.
Sure. I tell you what, I'll make it less awkward. I will go for a stretch my legs and see what terrible things Pearl has in mind for food, just so we know for certain we never want to touch it.
I'm gonna chuck popping candy bread towards them to be like, "Add that."
Oh my goodness, this is the best stuff. And
Yeah.
she kind of pops it in her oven and almost subconsciously opens it so it echoes around the room.
I was gonna say, I bet we can hear the echoes as she goes.
See, you can see I'm not listening to you.
It's like static.
Yeah. And off she wanders, leaving the three of you to your own devices.
What's up, Rob?
Well, first of all, Eugene, are you okay? Do you want to talk about anything? I know this has been a rather trying day in many ways.
Sorry.
I'm okay. I think I'd just like to go to bed. I mean, after you've told us what you need to tell us. So.
Oh, well, yes. I thought I should probably share this with you because honestly, I'm not entirely sure what to do with this information. But I was told the Crythoric showed me something, the great memory, during our time there when I was playing the flute. Anyway, I'm not sure what to do with the information, but they did say I could share it, so I'm not crossing any lines or anything.
Okay.
And I'll basically just tell them what I saw.
So, Rock describes or shows you.
But very dramatically, ending with, and it was my grandmother.
And your father.
And my father. Good reaction.
I did not see that coming.
So I think I have a bit of family history to investigate. On one hand,
so. It seems like they were on the better side of history.
Yes,
From the little context you were given.
But look, the first emperor was known to be a bit of a, a bit of a dick, really. So
if your family were going against bit of a dick emperor.
Yeah, look, my family, and they're very caught up in the whole thing, but they're not bad people, any of them. The first emperor, I wouldn't say the same for. However, this is certainly not something that was shared with us as, history of the empire. So I am going to have to do a little investigating about this, but I thought I should share it with you in case any of you have any insights at any point, because quite frankly, that was not what I was expecting. And I didn't know my family had any involvement with Ghost whatsoever. So,
How long ago was the first emperor?
Probably around. He probably passed away about 75, 80 years ago. His son wasn't emperor for very long. He actually died of an illness that they couldn't cure, and about 15, 20 years ago, just after Rock left, and the current emperor took over then. He's been on the throne for about 20 years.
Okay.
But the empire was originally forged about 300 years ago, so he was on the throne for a very long time.
Yeah, and he was. You said he had dragon feet, dragonborn feet.
Yeah, he's a dragonborn. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, you would have seen basically he was this big blue and silver dragonborn, much bigger than.
Oh
Rock.
yeah, the memory that he did.
Yeah.
They did look up, didn't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Much bigger than Rock. And actually, when you kind of see Rock's grandmother, you immediately can see Camber in her.
Aww.
You can see the family resemblance.
So, anyway,
Rock does look like his father, but a white version.
Nice.
No, I don't. I look like my grandmother. Anyway, just thought I would share that. But yes, that was quite a lot today.
Yeah.
And I'm not really talking about the battle either.
No, that seems kind of trivial now. I mean, well, for us. Sorry, Eugene. Sorry.
That residual anger is completely gone, by the way, Eugene. It was totally not you at all. So.
He's not just sitting glaring at Aisling still.
Although maybe you now have a little bit of resentment that you didn't realise you had.
No!
So it begins.
You got, if it's any consolation, Eugene, you've got a great angry face. That's intimidating as fuck.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah. You like, it's like a proper 180 switch on like your normal academic chill face into full on gonna kill you, even though you did just give me a light bonk and I killed you. But whatever.
I mean, your expression was quite terrifying. I will.
The expression
I'll
was.
back Aisling up. I mean, you could do with some work on the swing. I mean,
that
was a little sort of half-hearted.
Yeah.
The sort of bonk.
It was a bit of an inconvenience.
But you did look terrifying walking towards her. I was really quite confused by the whole thing.
That was the main bit. I thought you were going to straight up take my head off. I mean, you didn't, but I thought you were gonna.
It felt horrible. I've never felt that angry ever.
Did you know what was happening?
You mean was I like present?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The whole time, but I couldn't do anything. It was like someone had forced me to take a back seat in my own brain.
I don't like that.
But I felt
Spooky.
all of those feelings that they were feeling.
And followed closely by the sharp pain, I would imagine.
Hey.
I'm just checking.
He's not on. I can never use that again now, can I? In case one of you decides to take a swing at me.
Well, hopefully it won't be happening again.
No.
I mean, what are the chances that Eugene would have to sort of succeed on some kind of wisdom-related thing? I mean, who knows? Anyway, well, I, in all honesty, I'm feeling a little drained. So
Should we
I
rest
think
up for a bit?
I think I'm going to just rest. I think.
And the three of you slowly settle down, and each of you can take a long rest.
Yay! Spell
Yay.
slot.
Before I do rest, I would like to learn Intellect Fortress from the scroll that I have.
Yes.
Cool.
Amazing. Do you have the inks and stuff you need to use it at the moment?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think I do. Let me just check.
Awesome. Please mark them off
Yeah.
of your inventory.
And it takes me, I believe it was like half done already because me and Greece worked out together, so it was like less resources needed.
That's
or
right.
something.
That's right. So
Cool.
it's half the cost, half the materials, and half the time.
Cool.
Amazing.
Because Greece showed you the principal basics of what you needed to do, and you just need to finish the study.
And because Aisling doesn't sleep anymore, can she just be doodling in her cool book and trying to map out where they've been?
Yeah.
But I feel like there's many different pages of different versions of where we've been.
I feel like
So
maybe
the wall closed on us here, and then
Yeah.
Can I have a charisma saving throw from Aisling for comedy value?
What? What? A save? A 15?
Not quite. At about 2/3 of an hour into this, I think Eugene, you're slightly interrupted as Aisling throws her quill across the room and just slams her book shut in frustration.
That sounds about right. If anything is going to set her off, it's going to be shit like that. Which I think is why she loved that moving island that she was living on before, but also deeply hated it.
This is why you're a cartographer as opposed to a navigator, because
Uh-huh.
a very special level of patience to be a navigator in the scattered lands.
Yep, that I do not have.
God.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'll just sit down in a huff.
So, all take a long rest. Return your strength, hit points, and spell slots to normal.
Yay! Back to 0 on strength. Yay.
Because
Oh, I'm not the tank anymore.
because you rested on Gadlock's bed.
Yeah, we did.
Here, you
Oh,
all
yeah.
get 1d6 to use to add to any d20 roll.
So that's separate from the inspiration that we have.
Yeah, inspiration's a separate thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Don't forget, you
1d6
can keep
to.
up to 3 inspiration.
That's true. All right, I've got 2 at the moment. So wait, what was the? I've got it in my inventory. I don't know why
You
I'm
have,
asking.
yes. You have always got the instructions because it's your item.
So we've got the inspiration, and then we have 1d6 for any roll.
For any roll.
Ability check, saving throw, or attack roll.
Basically any d20 roll.
Got it.
Cool. So, you're awoken. You can still get a full night's rest and a gentle sort of sleep, and you're actually awoken by Zabia returning, and she shakes. Because Aisling, you don't sleep.
I'm awake.
She comes in and she kind of like motions you over.
What's up? Morning.
Hello. So, the scouts have returned, and I think that they have found something that might be worth us looking into. Are you rested enough? We should probably move quickly.
Are these something that we need to extract?
It's fucking cotton.
Ah! I think that wakes them up.
He's been seen with a group of men down in one of the lower tunnels, actually where one of the previous mining excavations had been shut off because it got too close.
Fuck's sake. What? Okay, I'm gonna chuck a pillow at someone and be like, Cairn!
Ashley, what are you
Wake
yelling
up!
about? What?
Wake up.
What? I'm awake. Obviously I'm awake. You're throwing things at me.
Good. They found cotton.
Oh, please tell me they found him dead. Oh,
Nope.
oh
But we're
right.
about to change that.
Wait, they found him here?
Yeah.
Crythoric has seen him. He is somewhere in
Mhm.
the tunnels.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Aaron,
God.
Aaron is meeting with in the Great Memories Hall.
Eugene, get that fireball ready. Let's roll.
So, the three of you and follow Zabia back down the tunnels, and she kind of takes you, like, everything's sort of like a bit more settled to try and give you, make you comfortable. I guess they kind of realise that like closing tunnels on you all the time is a bit uncomfortable for you all.
Could that be because they could see and hear everything when Aisling was throwing her quill across the...
They could hear the muttering.
They listened to my critiques, my polite critiques.
Adjusted appropriately.
Feedback on board.
I have some feedback.
Yeah, they appreciate your feedback and are adjusting accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
When you kind of get back into that room, the great memory has actually moved. That crystal pillar is not longer there. It's just basically like a craggy formation. The number of Crythoric, however, is about the same. You kind of get the impression quickly, like sort of looking around, that they probably move the great memory around a lot just to protect everything that's important and precious to them. Pearl walks up and nods to you all, and then gently presses a memory into all your minds. You see your friendly gem dog wandering around some of the lower, some unfamiliar tunnels, some places that you've not been yet, running down near a river.
Can we call them Gemma?
You can call the dog Gemma if you wish.
Thank you. Well, Aisling will. Aisling will call them Gemma.
Yeah. They stop as they sort of feel the thoughts of something unfamiliar, and they kind of skitter down and kind of try and look like they are just part of a vein of gems. And as they do, they see 4 figures walk past. 3 of them are very unfamiliar, but one of them is a large, muscular Herringon of white and black fur, wearing very little armor and carrying a whopping great axe with bright red-pink eyes, kind of scanning the area. He actually looks a bit browbeaten.
Bummer.
Kind of like skulking behind 2 of the other figures. The 4th figure is kind of like in step, just looks like just a hired blade or something like that. But the man at the front is a handsome man with close shorn hair, wearing very well made leather armor and daggers for days. And he's kind of saying something, and you guys don't get all of it, but the general impression you get is he's turning to Cotton and says, "This is your last chance, Cotton. If you fail us again, your connection to whoever you think you have connection to will not protect you from the boss's wrath." And Herod goes, I did what you asked me to. I extracted the noble from the Grand. I didn't expect Parshkit's Chosen to follow me there. You should always expect your enemies to be on your tail. After all, you've made enough of them over the years. And kind of looks over his shoulder and kind of motions to the 4th person. It's like, get the men in person, get the men moving the miners in. We need to make one last dig at this, and then we go. We've outstayed our welcome, but we still need more materials. The boss won't accept excuses. Kill them if you have to. Do not listen to what the dwarf has to say. She is being paid, and she will do as she's told. And then they move outside of earshot, and kind of Cotton is kind of a few steps behind. You can see by his body language he's furious, but he also is too scared to do anything. the memory fades back.
Very quick question. How recent was that memory?
I think about half an hour.
Oh,
Okay. Well, we definitely need to move then, because whatever they're doing, they're apparently doing it for the last time today in the mining
Yep.
bit.
Do we wait this out, or do we just attack now?
Well, I think we should try and at least creep up and see if we can find out, or perhaps the Crythoric could give us some idea of where they currently are, and then we could
Yeah.
approach stealthily before we attack and get rid of them. Because, quite frankly, I've had enough of them.
We will guide you to where you need to be.
okay.
Oh, that's
Thank
wonderful.
We will prepare those of us that are prepared to fight to assist you where we can.
you. Amazing.
Are you ready to go now?
I mean, yeah, we probably shouldn't hang about, should we?
1 second, and I'm just going to pause for a minute, and my outfit changes. Okay, I'm ready.
What does it look like, though?
My outfit changes to something that looks a little more like armor, but still looks sort of very smart and more like ceremonial armor than actual battle armor, even though it's not really armor at all.
Okay. Wardrobe change.
Awesome. So, you make your way. The Crythoric leads you by using gems, and occasionally one of them will just kind of roll out and create a small creature, and you follow that way. And it's kind of mixing around, and then you notice that they're deliberately trying to be very cautious. And you get the impression if some of them have died because of this, they probably don't want to get too close to where this mining is happening.
And as we're going, we're probably just as we head off, I guess I would very quickly, just sort of not necessarily so that anyone else can hear, but I would just put my hand on Eugene's shoulder, and Rock's just going to say, you all right? Feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
It's okay if you're not, you know.
I mean,
Yeah, I know.
I find sometimes when you're angry or sad, blowing things up or stabbing them helps.
Oh, I totally agree. Nothing better than a big explosion to take your mind off it.
Particularly if they're bad people.
These are bad people.
These are very bad people. Aaron is kind of like more of my. She goes, I've actually wanted to sink my hammer into Cotton's backside for years.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry to break this to you, but there is indeed a queue.
Take a ticket, darling.
Are we actually going to kill Cotton?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm certainly going to give it a damn good try.
Before we get there, can I just very quickly in my head just talk to Alabaster for like a quick second?
Of course you can. Yeah, he's always on. Sometimes he's not paying attention, but he's always on.
I've got him on retainer.
Yeah.
Alabaster, can I just real quick say thanks? Just real quick, just for like keeping an eye on stuff inside my old cranium whilst there was a guest.
Oh, I mean, obviously, these are important things, and if they're important to you, they're important to me, dear. When this is all over, by the way. Oh, sorry. Go on.
What?
No, you finish.
I was just saying, I wasn't expecting it. It was very nice of you. Thank you very much.
Well, you're my Ashling. Of course, I'm going to protect you. When this is finished, I have a question for you, which you can answer in your own time.
Okay.
But we'll discuss that. Think of it as an incentive for making sure that you pluck that cotton-tailed fucker once and for all.
Yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan.
Because even I've not had a conversation with him, but I don't like him either.
No, despite being a vegetarian, I wouldn't mind a new rug. So.
Don't they technically frown on that sort of thing? Oh well, we can cross that bridge when we come to it.
That's not my problem, is it?
I mean, it's a little awkward when you invite a Heron-God over for tea, but yeah.
That's fine.
Oh no.
It'll be fine.
So when they're sitting there, kind of like batting their foot, gently waiting to run.
Don't worry about it.
You go.
But yeah,
deep.
I just wanted to say thanks to Alastair.
So you get deeper and deeper, and one of the Crythoric tells you that you're getting close. So to give you a heads up, if you want to go stealthily, or you want to prepare anything for a possible encounter, now is the time to do it.
I will cast Find Familiar and change Pocket into a small bird.
Aww.
Canary.
It's very cute as a humming.
Yeah,
bird.
yeah.
Really cute.
Canary. That seems. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it's in mine.
And it kind of lands on your shoulder, and the stink eye you get from Pocket at this point.
Yeah.
A bird and a minor bird. Rude.
What?
Shade.
Sorry, it's just the first thing I thought of, and it will be easier for you.
Size.
Can I but pre-warning Eugene, use armor of Agathis, please. Eugene, right?
Well,
Okay.
Let's just hope we're not fighting any more creepy ghost children.
Yeah. Just as it rock heads up to you as well. All right. Everyone heads up. Don't have a go.
Don't hit me. It hurts.
Don't. It
hurts
hurts
you.
you more than me.
Awesome. Are you? So, repeat question. Are you going stealthily?
Yes, I'd
Yeah.
like to
Why?
send Pocket like ahead of us
Okay.
to scout.
I will have stealth rolls off of the whole party team.
Don't even want to look at it.
Oh boy.
It is a collected stealth. Bearing in mind you do have 2 trained rogues.
It's fine. I got a 17.
Oh, nice. 22 and an 18.
11.
Okay.
10.
10. And sorry, and you did tell me it went straight in and out the other ear.
Who?
Ashling?
17.
17. Right. Well, no one did badly. It's important to note. Rock and Eugene didn't do as well as everybody else, but the remaining 3 members of the party do kind of help them out and just make sure that they level it all out a little bit.
Good. I love a group stealth roll.
Yep. Yep. So 3 of you passed, 2 of you failed. So that is a success in total. So you stealth through quietly. I'll have a perception check off of the canary, please.
I'm just finding some
I think if you
relative stats.
Yeah, I don't know if there are.
Hawk?
Let's just go with hawk. Let's just pretend. Let's pretend for a second that a canary is a hawk.
It's a really swole canary. This canary will fuck shit up.
I will have advantage as a bird because of keen sight.
Nice.
So that is 17.
17. It isn't too long before the canary pocket has kind of stops on a rock and listens, and hears voices. And I think if you want to, you like. I guess you're just checking in on Pocket on a regular basis. Sorry, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
When you check in, they've stopped and they're kind of just waiting for you, and they're kind of listening. And you can listen through them if you want to.
I do the walk.
Cool. I think who's guiding you? Probably Aaron or Zabia, I guess, or one of these.
Yeah, I'll ask Zabia too.
Cool. So
I'm not gonna be present in my body for a minute.
all right. Yes.
So just
just lean on me and go quiet. And this is probably one of the reasons that your stealth is a bit low.
Right, yeah.
So you hear a gruff female voice. I don't care what they say, there are limits, and I am not putting up with having to hide bodies because you don't care enough to let these poor people have a rest. You're not paying me enough for that. There's another voice. The boss said you might say that, and if you have a real problem with it, maybe you should talk to Cotton about it. Maybe I will. I've been meaning to have a quiet word with Mr. Cotton. And you can probably just about see, there's this short, very blue-grey skinned dwarven female with like a red mustache. She's kind of shaped out into like a proper handlebar and braids back. And she looks like she could break someone with her hands. She looks like she's a physical person. And she's staring down this quite large human who is also kind of like almost getting in her face, but you know that sort of like, we don't like each other, we have to work together, that sort of energy. You also hear yourself and your friends approaching.
Okay. At that point,
back.
I will go back to myself, and I'm just gonna tell Rock and Ash, tell everyone that I think there may be some dissension in the ranks. So if we do confront them, there may be some people who will not fight. I don't think they'll necessarily join us in fighting. I don't think it's that kind of deal, but it might be more of a like, I'm not getting paid enough for this. I'm not dying for this cause, so they might just leave.
It may just help us convince them to just step away. That would be enough.
That would be very ideal.
Yeah. How many people did I see, Chris? Sorry.
You saw 2, but you heard probably about 3 or 4 other people in the room.
Okay. I will relay that information to you. Yeah, there was a dwarf. She seems like she could probably snap most of us in two. But she didn't seem very happy, particularly with Cotton, and mentioned that she wasn't getting paid enough for what they're asking of her. So I have a strong well, maybe it's just a wishful thought that maybe she wouldn't.
Wait, do you remember the memory thing with Cotton that they showed us?
There was a dwarf mentioned, wasn't there?
They mentioned killing the dwarf if she got in the way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a very good piece of information to use, because I could probably project that and show the scene as a sort of minor illusion. I mean, if anything will get her to turn on them, it'll be them saying they're going to kill her.
Oh my god, yeah, that'd be
if
amazing.
She believes that it's real.
Yes, but
yeah,
mean,
it's a good idea.
Already dissent.
You guys, I think you're all close enough now that you can hear those voices, and the argument kind of wraps up, and you hear several footsteps going one direction, and one pair of heavy boots going a different direction.
Can I, before we move anywhere, I am just going to sort of quite dramatically grab Aisling and Eugene and pull them towards me. And I'm going to say, right, my friends, look death in the eye and tell him not today. And I shall cast Bardic Inspiration.
That was intense.
And then in the awkward pause after me saying that, I'm just going to look at sort of at Aaron and go, too much?
I mean, you've done better.
Okay, I play it down. Right, okay, good. Anyway, yes, come on. So you two have Bardic Inspiration.
Cool. I think as you're kind of like getting yourself prepared and kind of heading to move, I think Zabia kind of leans into Eugene and goes, Do you want to come with me after this? I mean, you don't have to stay with these people.
Don't you be poaching.
Do I hear that?
I mean, she's doing it. She's definitely stirring the pot. It's basically her way of letting you all know she's okay. She's
good.
humor.
I am just completely deadpan, just going to look at her and just go, you know my specialty is psychic damage, right?
She just goes, mine's sharp, pointy things when you're not expecting it. And she winks.
I am going to definitely not wink, even though I'm fighting back a smile.
So, what's the plan? You have a larger set of boots.
What is the plan? Good question.
You've got a larger set of boots heading off in one direction and one
Towards us or away from
away.
us?
They're both heading away from you, but one.
But like this.
A group is going this way, and a single person is going that way.
The heavy boots, I'm assuming, would be the dwarf, right?
It seems like a logical assumption. Yeah. Dwarves tend to be a little bit heavy-footed, so yeah.
Okay, I think we should probably.
What do you
follow
think
dwarf,
is
right?
the smartest plan? We follow the dwarf, try and get to them on side, or we try and avoid the big, scary, burly, tough-looking person.
I mean, if they've gone in different directions, perhaps we could get rid of the burly guys without the dwarf hearing or something. I don't know.
Was the dwarf by herself, or was she with the other person?
I think so. You think that
When I
she's
saw
gone-
them, they were having a conversation, but yeah.
Oh my god, I just had an idea, but then I realised I'm such a crap bard, I don't even have charm person.
Hey, in my experience, charm person fails more than it succeeds anyway, so...
Then the situation just gets a whole lot worse.
Really awkward.
Well, perhaps we could persuade the dwarf to help us or to back away. Maybe that would be...
I think it's a good idea to go after her first. Just in case.
Look, I am pretty good at persuading people, I mean...
You are? You are.
So
Okay, so we all approach, or do we send?
I mean, it sends a clear message one way or the other. If you go,
True.
all five of us go. At least she knows that she can't take us down. So.
And
Yeah,
what's
I think
the
splitting
angle
up.
here? Are we trying to intimidate, or are we trying to?
Nope.
No, I think persuade her. Also, she said something about not liking that they were just leaving the bodies, or people were dying because they didn't want them to rest. So perhaps we could play on that with her, and I could sort of tell her that we are against these men who are working people to death. Perhaps we could use that, and then also tell her, by the way, we did overhear them saying they're going to kill you if you get in the way. Just as an aside, you know.
Yes, that.
Okay.
So I feel like intimidation
Sounds
is
like
the wrong
a plan.
route for someone who could snap our spine.
But, yes, although, to be honest, if all else fails, Eugene could do that expression he did with you yesterday, and that'd scare the shit out of everyone. Let's go and find her, shall we?
You know, I'd quite like to see that, says a voice popping out of the stone next to Rock. Perhaps the five of you can bloody well explain what you're doing down here.
Oh, hello!
That's-
How lovely to meet you.
That's where we're going to leave this week's
Ah!
episode.
Bloody sneaky dwarves.
God damn it!
Ah, dear. We're back!
Is she an Earth Genasi?
She
No,
is not.
dwarf.
You can find out what she is next week.
She's a dwarf, and they know rocks,
Do the
man.
rock thing.
She did the rock thing.
Yeah.
God damn it. Okay, fun.
Fun. This has been absolutely awesome. I'm so pleased to be back. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thank you to all you lovely people in the chat. It has been really nice seeing all the things bounce back and forth. They're going after Cotton. They're arch nemesis for most of the season.
He gets away again. I swear to God.
Honestly, I mean, I've really...
Pain in the ass.
Awesome. So, I'm going to get my lovely cast to tell you where you can find them on the socials and what they've got coming up. And I'm going to start with Wayne.
Hi, I am Wayne, and I am an art director and designer and brand coach. And you can find me pretty much on all the socials as WayneFic01. So please do give me a follow if you would like to. I'm most active on Instagram, but I am on the others. Yeah, that's about it. And just wanted to say thank you very much for joining us. And please, if you enjoyed today, please just give us a follow. And you can also catch up on YouTube. And yeah, we're really excited about building this whole community of amazing people. So we would really appreciate it if you would give us a follow. And yeah, come back. We're here every Sunday. So yeah, we would really appreciate that.
On that note, whilst I remember it, we now have a coffee. So if you would like to support us and help us just kind of keep things going, you can find us on Coffee as Some Other Heroes. We'll also put it in our socials as well. Sorry.
It would literally be buying us a coffee as well, because we meet up for coffee to discuss D&D quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
it would actually be going for the intended purpose.
I know. On that note, I did want to say we've been really kind of hesitant about getting the coffee up and stuff because we really do this just because we actually love playing together and sharing these stories and stuff. But any kind of gestures like that would really help, just in terms of us literally keeping the lights on and the stream running and stuff like that. So we would appreciate that if anybody feels like it. We're being brave and asking for your support.
Yep. Thank you so much for that. Cool. Charlie, would you like to go second?
Yes. You can find all my illustration-y, shoppy kind of stuff at charlievince.com, and also hand-painted, thrifted clothes at pijin.com, PIJIN clothing.com. And also, I've started doing art streams in very sporadic ways with no real schedule. There will be a schedule at some point, maybe. But yeah, Robo Charlie on Twitch. I occasionally draw things like character design stuff, and I want to do some repeat patterns and graphic novel things, all sorts of stuff like that. So yeah, you can follow me on Twitch now as well, which is quite cool.
And they're very cool streams. They're lots of fun.
They are fun. They are fun. There's very chilled out funk music. I draw weird things. I chat a lot of shit, and it's quite a sweary stream, but it's fun. Come join.
Amazing.
And also, hi mum, love you mum.
Hi Charlie.
Hi Charlie.
I missed you
and
too.
Thanks for staying up until nearly 1 a.m. last night to let me sleep at your flat when I got back from the wedding.
Aww.
Mums are awesome.
Thanks, ma'am. Love you.
Theo.
That's me. I am Theo, and will continue to be Theo, hopefully, for the foreseeable at least. You can find my stuff at theoblueillustration.com. There is links to my Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff on there. My shop is also open again now, so you can peruse my wares at your leisure. I have some cool D&D stuff like session notepads.
Modelled by the cast of Some Other Heroes.
Hilariously, I don't actually use it. I notes and then I type them up later. But yes, you can, if you wish, get one of those on my shop. As well as some other things.
I literally use it every session. It's so good.
Yeah, I am now too as well.
I'm glad it's useful. And the only other thing I have to announce is at the end of October, I will be at MCM Comic Con, so that's the next place you can see me in the wild.
Amazing. Yes, looking forward. So, I guess that would leave me. I am found on most of my socials and stuff are all found in the same place, which is chrismepham.com/links. You can also find the Some Over Heroes links there, where you can give us a follow on Instagram and Twitter, which is great. If you can drop us a follow if you're not already there, you can keep up to date with what we're up to, such as, for example, more information about this Wednesday's inaugural episode of Space at the Table, which Wayne and I will be hosting, which should be worth dropping in. Apart from the fact we're going to put you into Wicked Games' amazing Divisius stream at the end of it. We'll be able to tell you more about what we're kind of thinking for Space at the Table going forward and stuff. Other than that, trying to think. Follow Dice and Slice. Follow Wicked Game. Please pop by and see Darby's Kickstarter and give him support. He really is an absolutely amazing guy. I think that's everything. Did I miss anything? There's a lot.
We've been away. We got catching up to do.
Exactly. We are so pleased to be back, though.
It was
Oh my
so much
God.
fun.
Yeah.
Thank you,
I
Chris,
missed it
and
so much.
Ali and Wayne.
Oh, yes, I do have one more thing, which I was going to talk about. Got to figure out dates because Theo is away doing some amazing stuff and there's other things going on. But there will be a spooky sequel to Some Other Monsters. I'm in the interim, like just kind of starting up, like planning and stuff like that as well. If you kind of did want to see last year's Halloween shenanigans, it's really fun. It's the silliest game I think I've run on stream yet.
Ridiculous.
And that includes the amazing Into the Verse, which was pretty silly. Check it out on our YouTube. As well as
Wasn't that silly, was it?
it was pretty
It's very
silly.
serious.
It's very
It's
serious,
very serious and
proper
edgy
D&D, yeah.
and dark and tactical.
Yeah, we all min-maxed our
Yeah,
characters.
totally.
Yep.
The only thing I maxed on my
I
character
played
was
the original Goo Boy. Forget about Sawilo.
Oh, that sounds like fighting words.
the only thing I
That would
maxed
be
out on my
horrible.
character.
Let me fight.
The only thing I maxed out on my character for that game was the annoyance levels.
Yeah, it worked.
I had a +8 to annoyance.
Keep an eye on our socials over the next month or so as we kind of I start wrangling cast members and dates and stuff like that, and we'll keep you posted on that one. So we have been Some Other Heroes. You've been absolutely amazing. We've loved doing this for you all. We love you all to pieces, and we're so pleased to be back. And we will see you. Well, some of us will see you on Wednesday. The rest of us will see you next week, same time.
Love you, bye.
Bye.
How do I close this thing?
Which button is it?
Which button is it?